What's good, people? What's good? Oh man, today has been a very tiring, trying time. Whew, I almost didn't want to get into any of this. To be honest with you, kind of still don't want to get into this. All right, but we're here. We're here. Sorry, I am not. There's no way I've got the headspace for a lot of stuff. But I kind of want to talk a little bit about something that's been something that's happening as I'm experiencing it right now. Right in the building. We got Miss Raven already in the building saying, "What's up? Hey, what's going on? What's going on?" And the I titled this in a very specific way, but at the same time, still trying to flesh out what exactly I might mean by it. And what I did was I said, respecting basically your own work. And I think that's part of the reason. I think this slight of it that this part of it, small parts of it that I'm trying to sort through because I'm going through this whole big shift, coming off of being sick, got other things going on, got real life happening, got all the weird ins and outs, bits and bobbles, as they like to say, um, happening, and I'm just trying to sort through it all. And then there's the whole thing about the other side of life, the content life, and I don't know. I've been trying to sort it out mainly with what I would like to do versus what I've already done versus uh, trying to understand what the vision of the future is going to look like. And hmm, I don't know. I'm sorting through that. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is that thing is going to be. So I have no idea what the hell he who I have no idea what the hell you even mean. You just all over the place, right in the gate. Um, and I think the idea is that I've been looking at a lot of stuff, and it made me think about some of the conversations I was having with you from beforehand, and I've been trying to figure out when this when this feeling started when this started feeling different, not worse, just different because I've been tired before, so that's not new, and I've questioned formats that I've tried to put up before. That's also not new. It's actually pretty normal. This is something else. It's something else going into this year, and I think it's been building out since last year, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is. It feels like it feels like that moment when you begin to realize that you've been adjusting the work more than you've been developing it. That's kind of where I feel like I'm at right now. Like you've been still showing up, still doing what you're doing. You're still talking. You're still doing it live. Um, One day I'm gonna figure out because I did everything, and that stream element thing still pops up, and I got to figure out why. Just gonna just drop that real quick. Um, and what happens is that what we do from there is that we basically on paper everything looks fine, but it's still intentionally. No, everything is still intentional. Yeah, right off the bat, right off the bat, someone already had to go to jail. Someone already had to go to jail right off the bat. Jail time. It's gonna be a while before I ever look at that again. So, like I said, you spend more and more your time you managing your conditions. You're thinking about what's best for you, but also for everyone else who's also experiencing what you're experiencing. You try to slow it down. You try to manage the room, you try to manage your expectations. That's a big part of it, trying to manage your own expectations. You're trying to manage the drift that you're seeing that's happening from other people or just situations that are coasting. You try to manage the people who do not listen, uh, but those people are still in, they feel like they're still entitled to speak. Like the people that just had to take a quick nap. And I've done that. I've done that for a while. I've run panels. I've tried to hold things down in other spaces. I've proven over and over that it can be done. I've done this thing solo. I've also proven that that can also be done. But that's not the question anymore. The question is, why would I keep doing something that slowly trains me to respect the work less? Because once I'm starting to notice that shift, I'm realizing I can't keep going on and keep ignoring it. I don't want to be continuing a circle. And I'm realizing that it starts small. Um, I'm realizing I start thinking in terms of energy instead of clarity. And my thing is to always try to be as clear as possible. And it's not always easy. You know, I begin asking myself, is this engaging enough? So one thing is just coming from my head, so I can understand what's going on because it's from my head. But is it engaging enough for other people, for you guys to even understand? And I try to ask that before doing anything else. Is the thought process, or is the conversation I'm trying to have, is it even enough? Is it even finished? And I don't know how dangerous that is. I really don't. Not dramatic, just being factual about what I'm thinking about. Because now you're shaping thought into your reaction. I don't know what's going on because I'm seeing that for some reason it's saying that my stream is looking slow. One side says my stream's looking slow, the other side says it's looking good. I have no idea what's going on right now. I shouldn't be having any interruptions. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, in any case, and I don't like to just jump into the idea of looking at what other people do and jumping into reactions because it's cheap. And when I say reaction, I'm not talking about content. There are people like they reach out to me or they are saying things to me and they want my particular take on whatever's going on in their life or whatever the hell they're looking at. And I don't be interested. I do not be interested in all of that. No disrespect to them. It's just, it don't be my thing. Because to me, it's too loud. It's everybody's just trying to be immediate with everything they're doing. And it's easy to mistake for interest. It's one of the reasons why for most of the year prior, I tried to stay away from being in a lot of um spaces, a lot of other people's channels. Not because there's anything wrong with these people. I think there are a lot of great content creators that are out there, and they're doing their thing. They're very much developing. Well, it's good, Sarah. Like, Sarah got the Raging Tomato here. She's one of them. Been definitely building a brand for a while, doing her thing. For me, I just felt like I needed to take a really big break off. So 2025 was definitely um, the year for a lot of solitude and rebuilding. But it doesn't mean much when it comes to your building if you're not executing. And it was funny because I was going through a lot of my old content. There was a time where I was having a conversation with a young lady, and she was talking about preparation, and one of the things that I stated to her was, um, "You could be prepared all you want, but if you don't take any action, it doesn't mean much." And I think for me is that even if I take action, for some reason, I am finding myself not necessarily respecting the effort that I put into my own work. I like the direction the work is going in, but I just don't think I have the energy to execute it to the ability that I would like it to be. And I think maybe it's because I have too much on my plate. It's hard to get it the way I visualize it when I'm just one person, you know? And I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful when it comes to a lot of that stuff as well. It's not easy, but you know, I think a lot of people, especially with last year and the things that I've been going through with some people, it's people look at me and they think that I'm here to I'm here trying to educate people. And that's been so far from the truth. These are also people that just really don't take the time to really understand what the hell my content is about. Yes, there can be some engagement. We have a little jokes or a little laugh over time. Sometimes I troll with you guys. Sometimes you guys troll with me. But it's never been on a point where we're basically saying you need to do this and you need to do that because who's the example? It's not me. I'm not the example. A lot of people who are out here running around and acting like they know what's what. When the truth of the matter is that they're just as lost as you are. They're just as lost as I am. Believe me when I tell you I am not here to educate the internet or try to reform anyone else's behavior. What I am interested in, however, is whether people can even stop and ask, what are they being useful for? Because I've watched this long enough now to at least know how some things work when it comes to me. And I think too many people love a good distraction, but don't do enough self reflection. If you show up and you react quickly to a lot of people, they think that you're being valuable. If you escalate, they think that you're valuable. If you just fill your time, but you do no real action, somehow you're being valuable. And that's just not true. And I think back to that same thing where I was making the statement about the rocking chair. A rocking chair gets a lot of action, but it goes nowhere. And that's all I ask. What are you doing? I can't tell you where to go. It's your life. Our lives and our circumstances are way different from one another. So you can only be the person who is going to be the only one who knows where you're going. Not because you're right in whatever the hell you say, but because you're simply being thoughtful. It's not a matter of convenience. I really want to know, Pac. You said we were on a panel together. I mean, salute to you. I gotta be honest. I don't really remember what it is, what podcast we might have been on, or what panel we might have been on together. Um, I haven't really been doing much in terms of being on panels last year. I actively stayed away from a lot of panels last year, so my bad if I don't really recall where it was. If you remember, let me know. I think a lot of people, there are not a lot, but I think there's some people when I say things, because I get different takes from different people that when they hear some of the things that I say, especially when it comes to like just how we should be looking at ourselves. Some people say that I'm being rather harsh about it, not harsh to them, but I guess I say things that just it stirs something in them, and they say it sounds harsh. But I'm like, but it got you thinking, didn't it? Now it's your job to run with that. And again, it's not an insult. It's meant to make you think. That's all. It's not meant to guide you anywhere. but to have you think about what you're currently doing right now, and are you doing your optimal best? It's not a correction, it's reflection. That's how my system works. And I think a lot of people, they're just so caught up in the aspect of wanting to have drama. That's the crazy thing about it. I thought the idea was to strive to have a peaceful life, not to strive to have a life where you're just full of bullshit around you. I didn't know that everybody wanted to live on a reality show and everybody want to live around trying to move around trying to act like they're damn baddies. Worse enough, the guys too. You guys are walking around acting like you want to be basketball wives. You want to be the housewives of fucking Hollywood and shit like that. The way how some of y'all behave. Rather than have your own shit and build your own shit and do what you gotta do for you, you want to be tools. You want to be used. Some of y'all don't even hesitate. And then look at me weird because I'm like, yeah, that's not efficient for me. Because the thing about when you're a tool, right? You don't get to ask whether you agree with anything. You just get used for it. Hammers get used incorrectly all the time. Pliers get used incorrectly all the time. And some of y'all don't even care as long as you get touched. Period. I'm not even gonna put a pause on that. And I think a lot of people don't consciously decide to become that, well, because they're willing to take any form of attention, that's what they default to. And there are people that they never stop long enough to decide on anything else. They just show up, they just start talking, and then they drift. And I think that's the thing that made me take such a big break from a lot of different stuff in last year because I found a lot of drifters around me on and online and in real life. I found a lot of drifters. And I know for a lot of y'all guys, if you happen to listening and you happen to think that maybe this is something you've run across, drifting feels harmless until you look back and you realize just how much of your attention went into maintaining noise instead of actually building something meaningful for yourself. And I felt that way. I felt that pressure when it came to work, what I've been trying to build both online and offline. It's really easy to keep something alive by hollowing it out, you know, to keep, say, live streaming because live streaming feels productive, right? But even when it's mostly just maintenance, and I don't want to build something that only survives if it's only feeds on the energy, if it only feeds its energy to people that just don't believe in anything. And I know there's a lot of people that just like to come around because I don't know what's going on in their real lives. And to be honest with you, it's not my business to know. But there are plenty of people who just run around and they just want an online bar. I say a lot of people just don't understand. You know, I even had people who I've never seen their face, but I've definitely heard their voices try to tell me what's what. And I'm just saying, honestly, I've even said this and it pissed them off, but I had to say what I had to say. I was like, I don't understand what is your thing and what is your gripe with whatever I'm saying. Think about it and then decide what you want to do for yourself. And honestly, from the way how some people behave and some people act, I'm like, you shouldn't even be on YouTube if all you want to run is an online bar. Just start Clubhouse. You and many other people will never have to show their face. Clubhouse is great for that. You can go do that on X. But don't do your thing and then think you can come to other people and tell them what to do, especially when you have no proven results. Like, just I understand if you want things better for other people, but if you don't, the information is just not necessary because you're not the model for it. I don't go out there and try to give advice to people about things that I can't show them for myself because I want to build something that can actually grow, something that can actually turn out to be beneficial for those who actually are stuck in their lives. And again, maybe even bring a little bit of humor along the way. But I'm just not interested in all that other goofiness. The fuck shit and the bickering back and forth and whatever. Yeah, it's not for me. I just want to bring I want something that still makes sense when the room is empty. So I don't try to tell anyone to change. I'm just paying attention to the moment where we're not choosing starts to look a lot like making a choice. And I don't think I can unsee that anymore. That's what I've been paying attention to. Those weird moments. And that's included for me too, where I spend my time and what I do. The idea of me just running around and being a tool is just not something I'm finding very favorable. And I don't know why people run around wanting to be that. I guess it's a great reason why I had a problem um, personally, internally, with the idea of the quote unquote debate spaces. As someone who likes to have conversations, I don't like filler content. It's like if you're an anime fan, right? What's good, Mayo? It's like if you're an anime fan, you want the story plot. You want to watch the episodes of the story and you want to run through it all. You want it to be great. You don't like filler episodes that have nothing to do with the main story. They could be a little entertaining, but let's be honest, they're just distractions from the main story. Oh, at some point, you're going to say, when are we going to get back to the main story? I'm tired of seeing filler episodes. And that's why I'm like, I guess for me, and that was a big thing for me last year when like, oh, you should be here and you should be there and you should get on this platform and this panel and that. And I'm just like, but I'm asking myself the question, when did debate stop producing truth? Because the idea and the style and the format of what debate is totally not the same anymore. Not even close to being the same anymore. And by the way, this is why I say things like, "Oh, I'm not hosting a debate. I'm not hosting a debate." People say, "Oh, wrestler, you should host a debate." For fucking what? You guys don't understand what the concept of it is. And to moderate people who cannot moderate themselves, it just sounds like unnecessary energy. If you can't keep yourself in check, how the fuck am I? Especially when you don't understand what it means to actually have the proper discourse. I'm also not trying to shut one down, by the way, because there are people who come in, and I've seen it on other people's channels who come in and thank Sasquatch for the term, but they're panel killers and panel chillers. They just come in just to fuck the room up, not make the room any more exciting. They come in and they try to ruin things for the creators. I'm trying to look at why so many quote conversations are not really producing anything anymore. Not clarity, not movement, just noise. Because after that, what else is there? If there's not earning anything that makes people think because they're just too busy drooling on themselves, what are you going to say about that? Where's the structure? Why are we wasting the intention of those who actually are trying to build something? And I'm mainly talking about the hosting creators themselves, especially if they put thought, effort, and structure into their shows. I used to think that I used to think debates were about testing ideals. And now I don't think that anymore. What we call debates now doesn't really create anything new. Bad ideals don't get conquered. They just get outperformed. That's just the way how I look at it now. And for some reason, performance is replacing thinking. I think preparation now is just optional. It used to be very important to be prepared for you having a discussion, a formal discussion on proving points. I don't see that now. And we can see that from the actual professional debate stages all the way to the actual one-on-ones that get put together to get people excited about it to random random ones that just turn into skirmishes. I never thought I would see such a disgusting view of what a debate actually was until, and I mean on a formal like presidential level, until basically honestly when I saw Trump first time around going around and you don't really need to talk about it, just call people names and whatever else. And I'm just like, damn, that's no different from me just looking at panels. And then that somehow drifted into the norm. Everybody found it as acceptable to do. And I think because a lot of people don't need to be prepared anymore, you just got to try to be the loudest mic in the room. Anyone can step into these spaces now, even the very unprepared, and still sound like they belong. Not because they actually do. What's good, Denizen? Not because they actually do, but because, let me refresh my page. But because nothing bad's gonna happen if they don't. If they don't belong, nothing bad's gonna happen at all. Debate used to punish people who were incoherent. Now it just I think it rewards people who are just confident. Anyone who can just yell. It's not chess. There's no foresight. If anything, it's just checkers. It's just people randomly throwing pieces all over the board so they can hope to just get to the other side so they can just scream, "King me." The only style of debate that still works, works today is when someone loses more than an argument. Because the way it's looked at today is like, well, if they don't lose their composure, if they don't lose their credibility, if they don't lose the ability to keep going, then nothing else matters. You see people have stuff going on and they can easily end up losing connection, falling offline or whatever, and to say, look at them, they rage quit. You really don't know what's going on. And then they come back. Oh, well, the same people that just said rage quit, I guess they're not gonna say, oh, my bad, my bad. We thought you rage quit. You're on the freaking internet. But at that point, let's be honest, it doesn't matter anyway. The only thing people are caring about is momentum. I don't think I don't think that the idea, that the style of debating or the aspect of debating suddenly broke. I think it quietly just stopped doing what we pretend that it's supposed to do. We're choosing to actively take away the meaning of debates and transform into this weird thing that's happening now. That's been happening for a couple of years now. And there was a time when debate punished you for being wrong, not socially, just structurally. Funny enough, the thing that made me think about this particular conversation of debate is the thing that happened recently between Pearl and Anna. Anna was still showing like someone who actually understands what a debate is. Pearl kind of just moved around like what I see a lot on panels. If you think you're allowed, then somehow you believe you're winning, and if that doesn't work, you're gonna throw it out. You're gonna shift the anecdote to something else. You'll make up something as you go along. If your ideas don't hold, the shit should just collapse. But if not, you can just goalpost move. The idea just failed. And you should be okay with that. You don't double down and still call it a win. That's just not how debates work. Now, being wrong, to be honest with you, being wrong doesn't really cost you anything because the format just absorbs it. It's the way I'm looking at it. So if someone points out a flaw, you don't even have to deal with it. You can just interrupt it, speed over that shit, pivot. Because I think the only thing that people really caught on, or not even really, but I think that the aspect that some people have caught on is that you really can't hold people accountable, even for the things that they say, because if they just simply say, so what? Well, that's the end of that subject. You just keep on talking. And if you say that shit with confidence, for some reason, that is looked at as not being wrong. If you look unbothered, you're Gucci. Somehow, looking confident, sounding confident, even when it doesn't make sense, seems to be the thing that makes people believe that you're right, or will less likely get you called out, even when they can look at you and say, that shit, no, 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 it doesn't make any sense. The aspect and the style and what debate is has practically disappeared. I don't know if the older formats of what debate will even come back. Of when it's supposed to make sense, when you're supposed to have proper information. Because people nowadays don't really want to do their research anyway. So that means even the things that they're receiving is all based off of mainly bravado, mainly. So it's not because people are out here being, not like people out here were actually nicer back then. It's because people were hiding things. So even the obvious lie is becoming. Yeah, I I agree. I agree with that. I've been thinking. I was looking at a video, and it's like, despite all the technology that we have, and we have access to more information than ever. People are people are dumber than ever before. We have access to so much information, but the ability to learn is being lost. It's crazy, and it's true. No one even thought about no one ever thought about how this would affect us in such a way. But then we can see it from all the information being put out to how uh, education has turned out to the average attention span. I mean, if you can't even pay attention, how could you possibly learn? You have to be able to focus. But everything is based on distractions now, even the aspect of debates. If you're not, if you feel like you're on the ropes and you're not really having a good point, you know what you got to do? Insult the other person. It's not about winning through actual coherence, logic, facts, information that can be verified. It's about insulting. It's about yelling as loud as possible. It's about getting the other person rattled emotionally. It's about owning. Crazy. Because even some of the platforms that you're on, you don't own, because none of you own anything in terms of your boss, YouTube. Yes, your boss, YouTube. So what are you owning? It's like when we hear people say, man, I'm cooking them. Can't do anything for themselves. They order food all the time. They have no idea how they cook, but they cooking people online though. Now the goal is not even to survive under the pressure of being in a conversation that you're not even ready for. Because now all you got to do is just hurl out some insults, even if the person has made a lot of sense, to win, quote, win the argument. Call them names. That should be enough. Bring up something unrelated. Shift the actual topic. I mean, even professionally now, moderators can't even do the job properly. Moderators can't even do the job properly, because even moderators now are thinking, if the conversation's too boring and the other person shifts to make it interesting for everybody else, maybe I should just let it run. Because we're worried about attention, we're not worried about information. I've seen that happen, which makes the style and the attention and intention of getting on a panel to talk to people less appealing to someone like me. Because it's like most of 2025, I saw the rules just being bent to there's practically no rules at all. You want me to do what? I've seen how this operates. And I'm sorry, you can't do the whole, well, it wouldn't happen with you. Listen, how we do one thing is how we do everything. It's just that simple. For some reason, performance has replaced the preparing part when it comes to debates. Once once debates stop pushing bad ideals, preparation was like, yep, we're out the window too. It's so weird. Preparation used to be the only thing that mattered, and now it doesn't. the barrier to entry has collapsed, people. I don't know if you've noticed it. You don't need to be smart. You don't need to be smart to have a debate. You just have to believe that you know something. Actually, and this is the funny part. And yeah, you're right. It's the new it's the new WWF or WWE now. Yeah, you're right. It's for entertainment purposes only. And this is where the thing that even I got criticized for, which is crazy because the person that criticized me for was doing exactly that, and also propagating other people who were doing it, are people who have the Dunning-Kruger effect, the actual Dunning-Kruger effect. People who are speaking with no actual framework of knowledge, but are speaking from confidence as if they do know. They believe they know what's going on. They believe they're intelligent enough to understand what's going on. I mean, Brick, how many times have you seen this happen on my platform? People walk in, they hit the panel. Sarah, I'm pretty sure you've gone through this yourself. This is just a common fallacy for a lot of people. They hit the link, they come in, and they're ready to have a conversation with you. Don't know what the topic is about. And then you're like, well, if you don't know what the topic is about, you should just take a step back, listen to figure out what we're talking about. And then if we still got time, you can come in. Oh, no, no. Just talk. I'll catch up. They believe they're that intelligent that it doesn't matter when they show up, they're ready to cook shit in the kitchen. These are the worst people. And there's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. And now they're becoming the norm. They are becoming average. It's becoming a cultural thing now. So long as you have confidence, that should be the barrier to entry now, not knowledge. You don't have to know the damn subject anymore. You don't have to understand anyone else's or even your own position on it. Just walk in with a half smile. Just make it sound like you belong. Have a bit of confidence. And you're going to use that as your credentials. Smile on camera if you're a person that actually does get on camera. And for some reason, that fills the gaps. Tone replaces substance. Speed replaces clarity. And volume, being loud, replaces any evidence that needs to be provided. And this is why, no disrespect, so like even you, Sarah, no disrespect to your platform or anything, because the people have been like, yo, Resla, you know some things. And I'm just like, I know some things. I don't know a lot. And then maybe I know a lot about a little, but it's not enough for me to actually say I want to get into a conversation with anyone about. And they be like, you should go on Sarah's. And I'm just like, honestly, with the way how I see how some of those people move, I'm just not really for it. Especially because I'm a person that I get quiet. I get very quiet. Unless I really feel like something really needs to be said, I'm not one to really open my mouth. So I would be the quietest person on a panel because I'm too busy listening to understand what's happening, why people are moving the way they're moving, what's their actual intentions, what perspective they're coming from, where did they get that information, who are they citing as a source. I'm trying to give all that. I'm doing typing in the background and everything. But then I see other people, they just come up, hey, I just came in and I just want to say, man, fuck that guy, blah, 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 blah. I think you're a fucking idiot. And I'm just going, what? Okay. And I'm looking at, so I look at the panel, I just go, get him the fuck out of here. Why is he up there? Go. The shit was actually pretty good. And then I'm like, I forget. This is the culture that we have. And now I'm not gonna engage. I'm just gonna disengage. Either they tire themselves out or I'm gonna look at the chat now to see how they feel about it and how that's gonna run. And or even eventually if somebody wants to drop some money to drop them down. Cause I'm just like, this is interesting. I wonder if anyone else is gonna call them out for just totally fucking up the vibe of what was going on. Hmm, hmm. And and I mean, I see that on different shows, different content creators, platforms. I'm just going, once in a while, I'll say I see somebody goes, "Hey, I don't know what you doing, what you talking about. That's not what we were talking about here. If you ain't got nothing to really be on all this, you could just go." It happens. But now it's like a blue moon when it happens. Now it's basically a blue moon when it happens. I I get that people hang out with their friends. I get that. There are places that it's really weird too, right? Because like when we even use the word, well, the hangout part, I get. I absolutely get that. I think the problem is that if you have people who have particular shows, like this is why I said like if you have a place like so like you when you do like your Mob Mondays, I'm like, it's cool, whatever. But like if you have when you were having like some of your actual structured like debates, whether it was one on ones or teams, you know that you've seen moments because I know I'm seeing moments where it's like shit got mentioned that had nothing to do with the actual topic of what's going on. And I'm just like, not on you. It's nothing on you. I'm just like, why the fuck did they just do that? Why did they think that was acceptable? It's because of the culture that we have. And on the aspect of people saying with their friends, I don't know. Some of these people that they say that they're friends, oh, I like your guy, and then they shit on you. Not only on the very panel you are, but then they harass, they chase you from panel to panel. This, wow, YouTube, we're not gonna do nothing about these people. That's harassment. That's literally bullying harassment. We're not gonna do nothing about that. Okay, that's cool. I'm like, you're not. You must have all the time in the world. This is why I talk about the hate watchers. You got too much time on your hands. Go touch some grass. Go pay for a hooker. What are you doing? Grown men chasing other grown men. Because, it's the sad part about it. Much as people want to talk about, say, ladies got bitchy behaviors, they're catty, and they'll go around other places and they'll talk shit and da 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 da. It's not the ladies who do that in these panels. It's the men. I be bewildered. I'm like, and then they'll sit around and go to another panel and start talking about masculinity all day. You was just doing bitch moves. You was acting like a whole hoe. How you gonna sit there now? You gonna talk about somebody else's channel? You gonna talk about God and masculinity? What What are we doing here? And you think like I'm not gonna take you seriously. I'm not taking you fucking seriously. Well, wrestler, if you would debate with me, I'm good. I'm fucking good. You don't know what actual discourse means. You don't know what an actual discussion is. I'm good. Fuck are we talking about? You need to go hit a book and find out what it actually means to debate and what an actual discussion is and how a conversation is formed and what it means to actually be fucking civil. You need a touch up, not me. When you can actually show that you can actually be an adult, we can revisit this conversation. Until then, all I see is mainly these days is a bunch of people who come up online and they spread they ass cheeks online and just say, "I bet my asshole looks cleaner than yours." And some of them say, "Look, I didn't wipe my ass for a whole month. Look how dirty and nasty I can be online." And I should take you seriously? You don't think I worry about when I see a face that comes up and I'm going, and then someone might be even on a panel or whatever, say, "No, I know who they are. I vouch for them." I might be cool with you, but when you say you vouch for them, I'm in real time hoping that mods that I have, God forbid if my mods actually show up, I'm hoping my mods are saying, "Hey, this person was on so and so's panel. This person was over here having an argument with Brick. Hey, this is the guy that Denizen cooked. Hey, Resla, you may not want to have that guy up because that guy, he says a lot of flagrant shit that may not be good for your platform." This is hard to do in real time. And then some of them, let's just be honest, as much as they want to talk about, "I love God and I love great conversation," some of them, they don't want to say it, but I've seen it. They could be rather racist. Because I've had some, and for those who know, I've had backstage conversations afterwards, and I'm just sitting there like, "So how do you feel about," and they run their mouth. I'm just like, wow. So I'm surprised that I haven't heard about you because I'm imagining all the shit that you're saying right now you would do when the light is actually on, when the red light is on. Because I believe in being authentic, but apparently this is you off the camera. Cool. But again, I should also take you seriously, right? And then, of course, there's always new faces. And new faces, I'm always trying to get to know. Who is this new person? New person. What are they doing? And that, keep in mind, folks, this is only when I feel I have the energy to look at panels. Because right now, especially last year, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this year to warm myself back up at the panels again. I'm gonna try. Last year, I took a huge break off of panels because the culture just it killed my soul because the idea of understanding just seemed to be gone. It wasn't a it wasn't a listen to understand. It's look, I'm educating you for people who don't know shit themselves. That's what I saw practically all of last year. And I just took a huge break. I just said I just need to. This is a conversation I had even with Resto. I was like, honestly, if I'm not gonna be chilling with you or Kev, I'm not really gonna be inclined to get on panels because it's too much foolishness is happening out here. I just need a good break. I need a reset. Just saying. I say, no, I said this and I got a huge pause when I said it. I said, I don't want to be getting on panels like that because there's too many stiff dicks. That's what I said. They were like,
Wait, what?
I said, I'm kind of good, man. I'm good. There's too much going on there. There's too much going on right now. You say one little thing and worse. If you don't know something and you're asking a question, you get treated as if you should know what's in someone else's head or what they spent time arguing with other people over. That's why I can't do it. This is why I say things like love the idea that there's communities that actually channels and communities that actually have people go up and have conversations with each other and whatnot. But then I also realize this is why I even put my whole thing out when I talked about the deadly niches. It'd be the same conversations. Even it'd be a new face up there, and I'm like, haven't I heard this person before? I'm like, oh, no, I haven't. This is what so and so said last week. It'd be a new face saying the same thing that someone else just said. And it probably the week before that was the same thing, and the week before that, because the topics don't change. In fact, here's the funny part. As much as have to keep hearing about Islam and Christians, when did anyone ever hear anyone talk about Buddhist? I haven't heard anything about a Buddhist. Anyone talk about Sarah, if you're in here, do you have any panels where we talked about Buddhist? Anyone talk about wanting to be a Shaolin monk or something like that? Any Buddhists that's been on your panels? Or because it's all Christian, it's all Jesus. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I said the same thing. Guess what? As much as all you guys talk, none of you will know until you die. You're arguing over what? None of you will know. Those who think that you're going to know, do yourself a favor. Go on a hiking trip. Go to like Kilimanjaro or something. And go tell him on the mountain. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. So now we don't know how to talk about anything unless it's politics or religion. Now we don't know how to talk about anything. No disrespect to people who want to run panels, get your bag. Love the fact that you guys are actually just trying to have something where people can have conversations. But I'm at a point right now, I would rather watch two chefs argue over baking strategies than to hear anything more about God or politics. I'd rather hear two fishermen argue over what rod is best to catch the best bass or where's the best watering hole for catfish or whatever. I'd rather hear something fucking new. I think that we already know the steps of the music. It's the same music that's playing. We all know the steps now. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna just say this. I think the majority of the people that's gonna sit around and argue about God all day, I don't think any of them ever finished the book. I said what I said. The same way how you have a shit ton of people that will argue about politics, and probably some of them so goofy enough to talk about it, say, I never voted. Or goofy enough to not even put themselves in a position to even try to run for any form of office. I bet some of them not even work for an advocacy group, but want to tell you everything about the law. I'm over it. I'm like, we need something new. We need a reboot. We need something new out here. And again, you don't need to agree. I don't need anyone to agree. You don't even have to like it. I said what I said. This matrix is on repeat. Ain't shit new. Almost everything tastes like chicken and dirty hot dog water. We need a good reset. Ain't shit good now. The same way how I'm so tired about everybody talking about everything outside the country, but not focus on what's happening in the country. Oh, until it's immigration. Like immigration wasn't already a thing for God knows how long. What are we doing? How about this? Stop worrying about immigration and start worrying about why the fuck we can't have enough companies stay they behinds here. As much as you guys now talk about job growth and freaking, what about homelessness? Because we were still suffering with that way before we had to worry about immigrants. What about homelessness? What about job opportunities, huh? What about the fact that our GDP is somehow rising, but our job stability is dropping? I don't hear enough about that online. I don't hear enough about that online. You know what I also don't hear a lot about in these goddamn panels? Money. You know why I don't hear about money? Because the majority of people are broke. Y'all talk about God all day. Y'all talk about politics all day, but you won't talk about money because you all know y'all on the same fucking camp on that one. Y'all can all agree y'all all broke. Ain't nothing to debate there, is it? Huh? I guess we can all agree on that one. I don't hear you guys talking about, well, at least I'm wealthy in spirit. I don't hear that shit happening. Until we can find a way to have better conversations, I'm kind of over it. I'm rather over it. People are too busy worried about things that don't even affect them. Or worse, worry about things that they don't even want to participate in. So I don't mind when new conversations come up, but I also have a problem when those new conversations can't even land. Because what? Someone's gonna change the topic to what they're most comfortable with. And the funny part is that the thing they're most comfortable with, they only have about 15% of that shit really locked down in their head. Because most of the time, what they're doing is they're just regurgitating what they've already said or what they heard somebody else said they thought sound good. You ask them where they got it from and they can't fucking remember. You ask them what the source is, they can't fucking remember. Or they pull a pearl. Google it. Can't with you guys. So no disrespect to the platforms and the content creators at all. I have a problem with the quality of the people that we have to converse with. That's where my gripe is. Because there's not enough honesty. That's how I feel. That's how I'm seeing it. And that's why when I'm like, they seem like they might be a good person to have a conversation with, but it also seems like they're a robot. It almost seems like they don't really have any true thoughts of their own. And I think that's a big problem when it comes to my platform for the most part. This is why I have people that turn on and be like, "Oh, he's trying to tell people to do this," and I said, "Really? What have I told people to do?" I said, "You should consider something for this yourself. You should consider that you're more than what other people tell you are. You should look at yourself." And by the way, if you come to the overall understanding that you want to be a tool for other people to use and not do anything for yourself, congratulations. Congratulations. At least you know your place. Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what, wrestler? All that bullshit you saying, I want I want to grab my ankles and get screwed over. I'm like, at least you know. At least you know. I got nothing else to say about it. At least you know. You are comfortable. You are comfortable spreading your ass cheeks. At least you know your role. That's cool. But there are too many of you guys acting like you big boss and shit. And this is why I can say things like, y'all guys ain't talking about no motherfucking money. You guys ain't talking about how many cars you got. You guys ain't talking about how much money that you spent. You guys are not sitting out there talking about how much you gave to charity. You guys not talking about how many houses you got. I don't hear it. I do not be hearing it. Unfortunately, the smart people don't hang up. I I agree. I absolutely agree. Oh damn. Blind's in the chat too. What's good, Blind? What's good, Crab? Crab say we should all be more like him. Listen, no, we shouldn't. We shouldn't. I just say if you're going to be online, keep the knowledge that you actually have as authentic as possible. Be open minded because you might hear something that you never heard before that can enlighten you. And you be like, you know what? I never heard that before. You know, you know what's the greatest thing that I could hear from a person? The most honest thing I can hear from a person? You know what? I didn't know that. That's new to me. I never heard that before. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that. I never heard that before. Not I never heard it before, so it ain't real. Fuck you. Which is the general sentiment that I see online. Hey, I can prove it to you. No, I don't believe you can. Okay, we're here. I still think it's garbage. Okay, fine, fine. You tell me. Why should I tell you? It's not my take. So you don't have no framework, no reference. You're dismissal on everything. You make no sense. So you're not even open to the possibility that you could learn something new. I see that so much. I, I'm not even going to mention how many people I've seen, whether it's been on my platform, whether it has been on OG's platform, whether it's been on Uncle Tom's platform, whether I've watched it. I've watched this happen on John Galt. Like I've watched it, and I'm just like, there's an opportunity here to gain wisdom. Okay, maybe wisdom's a little stretch, but to gain a little bit of knowledge, and you would refuse knowledge over what? Because there's nothing else that's clear. One of the things I say all the time is that you don't know what you don't know. You shouldn't pretend otherwise. And especially if you out here talking about how much you are, I'm happy that you said the word ego. Because if you out here talking about you a man of God, then you have ego. And I labeled ego edging God out. You're not very knowledgeable then, because you're edging God out. You're one of those people that will argue with Jesus. You would believe in him, so to speak, but you would have no problem arguing every step that he took. It'd be like a Sting song. Every step he took. Jesus! That's why I don't be taking y'all seriously. I want to because I want to have a conversation, but I can't take you seriously. Because you come off being deceitful. I almost said the D word, which is disingenuous, but you're being deceitful. You're being honest. You're being dishonest. Because there's no way you can claim to be so smart and be so deceitful, so dishonest. But I'm wrong for saying that, right? I'm wrong for not standing on shit that I don't know. And I'm wrong for standing on something I do know. And I'm wrong for standing on the fact that I don't know something that I said I'll go back and take a look at. And if I come back and say, hey, actually, I did do that research, you're actually not right about that. And here's why. And it's not a personal opinion. Here's why. And if your immediate response is to reject or deflect, you're being dishonest. Because here's your opportunity to just say, I'm pretty sure, you know what? I don't know. Let me do a little bit of research. That would save you so much. Just a little bit of humility. Just a tad. Just a smidget. Will go a long way. Why can't you be humble? Hmm? What's wrong with that? Why is that a problem? Because there's something that says, I can't be wrong no matter what. And I say, who told you that? How do you have information without a discussion? Here's the thing. You don't know what a discussion is because every time you engage with someone that's not in your own head, you look at it as a debate. You don't know what it's like to have a conversation. You don't know what it's like to have just a discussion. Every time you open your mouth with someone who isn't you, which is why I think you must be spending a lot of time just talking to yourself. Anytime you have a conversation with someone who isn't you, you say it's a debate. I thought we was just talking about what flavor of ramen noodles you like. We were. But I'm telling you, you're wrong about yours because chicken's the best. Who talked about the best? It's what you like. No, it's what everyone likes. What? Uh, do you like other flavors outside of chicken? Yeah, I do. He's wrong too. And I can't talk to these fools. I can't talk to them. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Anyone who runs around with that frame to have a talk with, I can't talk to them. Because you should not waste your time with fools. And I've done this before. I have tried to dumb down my language, not elevate their language, not elevate their understanding. I have dumbed down my own speech, my references. I've reframed. I've done everything to be down at their level, and it's gotten me nowhere. Now I don't bother anymore. If you don't know, get smarter. Get better. I didn't know that. Guess what? That's a great step. Great step. See, if you was really smart, you could explain it in the way that I could conceptualize and I could intellectualize myself. Fuck you. Get smarter. Get better. Don't ask me to go one level lower on the fucking ladder. You fucking get yourself better. Climb. Run, jump, climb. The fuck are we doing here? It's not my job to carry you. And you want to be in these goddamn spaces. That's not the goal. This is why I said the bar to entry is just so fucking low. Because all you gotta do is just try to pretend that you're smart. You start saying shit, man, I don't even know what you're saying here. You just trying to sound smart. Other people understand what's going on except you. So instead of saying, hey, I'll be honest with you, I was following you. I didn't really understand all that stuff. You know what? My bad. Would you like me to reframe? Or are you going to take the time to do some research? Are you doing a pen and a paper to write down words that you never heard before? Or you say, you know what, I'm not really too sure. I'm not really too sure what you just said. So just give me a moment. Pause. Hey, can someone else answer dude's question? And if the question was posed to you, hey, I'm not really sure everything you just said. Unless you want to reframe it, just give me a moment to really think about what you just said. I'm not bullshit. I just need it. Whether I need to go look up a couple of words or whatever, I don't. Because here's the truth of the matter. Sometimes it's not even the words. Sometimes it's not even the structure. Sometimes it's the frame of reference. Because a lot of people will say one thing, and we all know what the fuck the word means, except for the person who's using it. Just like we all know what words mean, except for the person who's actually listening. Folks, sometimes it is not the issue of the transmitter. It is the issue with the receiver. If they don't get it, it's not your fault. It's not always your fault. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not always your fault. One of the things that we just don't want to admit is that most people, most people are operating within their mental capacity. Most people are almost at their cap. Not calling them dumb, but a lot of people are at their mental cap. And there's not much you can really do about that. There are people who know a lot. For instance, and I've had this conversation with people before. You can be smart, and we can still look at you and say, you done dumb shit. Do we know that there's scientists that do stupid shit? Absolutely. Do we know there's mathematicians that do dumb shit? Absolutely. It's all about you, what you're actually skilled in. Just because you're smart in one thing doesn't mean you're smart at all things. You may be a genius engineer and you suck at cooking. What's to say? You suck when it comes to interpersonal skills. You suck at writing. The human brain is incredible about how it learns things, how it doesn't learn things. For instance, I'm a person that for a long time in my life, I understood Spanish. I couldn't speak it. How can I hear the words, understand the words? That was the same way with Japanese. I can understand the words. I can hear the words, and I had a hard time speaking. I can understand what someone was saying to me. I can respond to them. Could not carry a conversation with them to save my life. I would have been great for just taking orders. But as far as giving anything back, people are like that because there are people who end up building skills not by learning, they build skills by absorption. You're not teaching a baby how to learn English or learn Spanish or whatever. They absorb it by being around it. That's just the way how things work. Some people take the time to actually learn, and other people actually take things by absorbing, by experience, by doing the thing, not by learning the thing. They didn't sit in class. I didn't have to sit in class to learn how to solder a board. I learned how to solder a board by doing the shit, by seeing someone doing it and then me doing it. That's not I learned a whole bunch of ship knots when I had to freaking work in production, not because I took a book and I went through I had to actually do it. That's just the way it is. I didn't take a class in cooking. I had to learn cooking. I had by fucking up a lot of dishes. We got closer in the building. Hornets in the building. What's going on? Like, this is the issue that I take with a lot of the way how we move as individuals because we're really caught between performer and actuator. We are caught in between the people who are authentic and liars. And some of them want to straddle that fence, but then they want to be taken serious when something serious happens. This is why I had a stream where I started out on the first episode. I think it was the first episode of Opinionated that we did, where I said, I just want to start up real quickly. Are streamers good people? Because why? It seems that no matter where you are, no matter where, especially if you, and I said streamers, I didn't say content creators, because you guys, and I've been one, I still am one. You create clips, you actually do a structured video. It never goes to an actual live stream, and you can tailor it to you want. And you put it out there. No one knows anything else. How hard and how long it took you to put out that video. As a streamer, everything is on display. Your fuck ups, your this, your that. If you farted on camera, if you had a heart attack and fell to the side, whatever. For those gooners who freaking forgot to take the live off and they stroked on camera, all your shit is there. It seems like when you're a streamer, at some point, somewhere down the line, you're gonna get caught up in something you had no business wanting out there. Whether you started it, whether you were a part of it, or whether it just shit just landed on your doorstep. This is not about what's fair. Sometimes you get dragged into things or things happen to you simply by association. It was your chair squeaky. Mine was the same way for a while, sir. You know what mine still is, Sarah? The ambulance trucks that keep going by my place or the cop cars that keep going by my place. That's mine. Not much I can do about that. I got cop cars and ambulance that go. My streams are known for that. I'm like, yeah, I live here in New York. Like, why is all that shit coming out? Where do you live? I'm like, New York. Do you know how many times when I do a video, this is how I got better at live stream, by the way. I got so comfortable looking at the camera and talking with you guys because when I was just strictly doing content and I wasn't streaming, I would have to do so many retakes because I literally would have cop cars and ambulance trucks all the time coming by. So I'm like, fuck. I had to find out when was the best time. Okay, it seemed like people are not really killing themselves around the hours of of 3 and 5. So if I do a recorded video around 3 and 5, but I'm not always off. So that means when I'm off on this day, between the hours of 3 and 5, that's the time frame when people are not really killing each other. And then maybe, if I'm lucky, if I'm quick enough, maybe I can do a video. That's how that started. That's how it started. Like, what are you supposed to do about that? When I was first starting to get on streams and I was on other people's panels or whatever, on the porch or on Fight Club or whatever, we I had to learn quickly about the mute button because I used to fuck up the mute button a lot. I used to be sitting there talking like, yeah, what's going on? But yeah. So yeah, so we were talking about this. What? Who was that? My bad, my bad. I'm sorry. Yo, mute up, yo, everybody mute up. Everybody mute up. And I'm like, shit, that was all me. That was I ain't gonna tell him that was me, but that was all me. That was yo, who got an ambulance truck coming by? I don't know. I, I don't know. Yeah, I think that was Resla. Nah, it wasn't me, man. That wasn't me, man. And then next thing you know, okay, it was me. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. Yeah, ambulance truck. Now the cop. I can't hide it now. They snitched on me. It was me. It was me. My bad. I thought I can get away with it. I thought I could just have a couple words, drop down real quick. But yeah, you got me. You got me. What can I do about it? What can I do about it? Resla, get a better mic. I can get a better mic. I can't change the location of the hospital. I can't change the location of the fucking precinct. I can't do it. What you want from me? Fix your mic. Who's an engineer here? Here's what you do. You go to your national airport, you get yourself a ticket. Round trip. Cause you want to fix my mic. You fly your fucking ass over here. Whether it's LaGuardia or whether it's JFK, I will pick you up so you can come to my place, so you can look at my setup, so you can fix it. And then I'll take your ass back there, give you that, so you can fly your ass back. Say, and then you say, man, I had to fly almost halfway across the country for Restless Mike. And then when I fire up my next live stream, I'm gonna say, hey, yo, I ain't touched no settings. So and so, they were good. They came over here, that was all good. I said, yo, thanks a lot for everything. Dapped up, we got drinks. You know, I showed them around town. Everything was great. They was good. They said, yo, I gotta leave because I want to make sure I get back in time to the house so I can make sure your mic is gonna be good and crispy in your next stream. And I said, yeah, yeah. And then we fire up the stream. The shit's going, shit's pumping. Yeah, we good, folks. Yeah, we do it. Yeah. What's good, everybody? What is good? Welcome to another episode. Whoop! And I'm like, I didn't do it. The shit was fixed. I didn't touch nothing. I swear, I didn't touch nothing. What can I do about that? Your mic's still fucked up, man. I flew 8 hours. 4 and 4. I flew 8 hours. Your mic's still fucked up. You did. I didn't do nothing. It's just I can't do nothing about. Okay. Is what it is. So I stopped caring. I'm like, there's only but so much I can do. Or as we like to say, folks, we gonna let Jesus take the wheel. That's what we gonna do. It is what it is. I'm gonna learn a little bit here. I'm gonna learn a little bit there. I said, can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let's gonna go. I think your mic can be better. Guess what? We're both in agreement. We both think it can be better. You know what I think? What you think? I think you can get a better mic. And I said, I think you can pay me for it. I've switched out so many mics now. I've changed up too many mics. I spend way too much money on mics. I got content creators that I watch who still using the same ass mic that they were using back in fucking 2022. They using the same goddamn mic. This is like my 4th or 5th mic. Y'all sound silly. Just throw money at the problem. That'll fix it. Throw money at the problem. Here's what you do. Just break out your Amex. It'll solve everything. Nothing solves a sound issue like American Express. No, that's not the way that works. But you know what? Y'all know better than me. Except that people that always tell me that my sound issue is really crazy are people who are not actual content creators. Well, how you did your mic setting? Oh, I don't have a mic setting. I'm just. Oh, so how you gonna help me? Well, I know somebody. Shut the fuck up. You knew somebody. What are we doing here? You knew somebody. You know what I know now? I know not to listen to your dumbass. I knew somebody. Oh, I was a sound tech. When I was like in high school. How old you now? 34. If you don't kiss my whole ass with that bullshit, here. And I hear this practically every year. Every year. It doesn't matter whether I'm on stream, whether I'm on Discord. I gotta hear this shit all the time, and my response has been the same for years. Come fix it. You know what you need? You need a new mixer. Buy it. I'm sick and tired of spending money. Especially I'm sick and tired of spending money and I ain't making no money. Y'all be like, Resla, you must have money. No, I don't. No, you know what I would love? Hey, Sarah, you know what conversation I would love to have? A conversation about money. Because apparently all these other motherfuckers must be millionaires. That's why I ain't talking about no fucking money. They don't want to play big bank, take little bank. They must got bread. Buy my fucking system then. I'm a brokey. How can you be a brokey? You live in New York. I'm just happy not to be slinging fucking dope. What are we talking about? Buy my shit. Especially if you a motherfucker say you out in the Midwest and you paying $400 something for rent. Buy my. Hey, this is what I'm gonna sound like a white yo. Buy my mixtape. Buy my mixer. I like talking about money. I like talking about money. I like talking about how to make it. I like talking about the ways how to save it. I like talking about the ways how to compound it. I like talking about mutual funds and index and stocks. I like all of it. I love it. I like talking about Roths and IRAs and I love talking about money. I love talking about money. Is it my favorite subject? No. Do I like talking about it to learn new shit? Abso-fucking-lutely. I do. You said buy it? Oh, I appreciate you, Sarah. Sarah hit me with the 50, so buy it. Buy it. I appreciate you. Like, people don't be getting it. Like, I love having money talks. Not because I'm rich, but because I want to learn more all the time. Because you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to send myself to a university to learn about freaking accounting when I know I already suck with math. I'm going to fail the course. But the lessons, where to look, what to read, I can do that. I can do that. You know what's a book? You know what's a book that's sitting right? Here's a book that I have. Never finished it. I didn't make it halfway into it. This fucking this Bible. Let me put that out there. This Bible. The Intelligent Investor. Benjamin Graham. One of the best books for learning about money, learning about the value of investing and everything. I have a hard time going through this book because the language of this book is out of my league. I'm not a financial guy. It's out of my league. It's always gotten great results. It's got little weird index charts and all kind of weird shit in here. This shit is weird. This is weird. This is really weird. It's hard to know what they talk about different stuff when it comes to the stock market and how people failed this and what's that. It showed with little fraud funds and fraud reports and what it looks good. I read it, I start getting me a headache. What am I supposed to do about that? I get a headache. I'm like, damn. You know what would be best for me? I could learn it if I could just listen to it. And you know what happened? It's not on audiobook. That book is old and it's not an audiobook. And I have other books. I have other books from Benjamin Graham. I've got freaking I got Marcus Gladwell books, but that book is a difficult book to go through. And one every time, I swear, every time, especially around this time when it comes to filing taxes, every time I have to see how much taxes I gotta pay out, I'm just thinking I could have saved. I have a feeling I could have saved something if I just could get through that book. If I could just get through that book, it will probably really help me. But I'm having a problem. I'm struggling on that book. But the majority of books I have read minimum one time, minimum, except that book for sure. Most other books, I go through it once. I'll go through it a second time. I'll chapter out areas that I need in case I need to remember things. Most of my books have like little tags in it that says what it is. I have that little post-it signs in it that says what I was looking at there. That book ain't got shit in it. It don't have nothing in it. No dog ears, no highlights, no nothing. I have a problem reading that book. Need a smart accountant? If I could afford one, I would. If I had the bread for an accountant, I most likely would. It's I'm new to a lot of stuff. When I have the money, I can hold the money. But when I got stuff I need to invest in, I invest in those things. But when it comes to trying to get money back, it's been difficult for me. For a basic return. I mean, Sarah, I'm one of those people that I was so cheap. I was so cheap. Not anymore. I was so cheap that I was a person who did all of my taxes. And this is how cheap I was because I hated doing taxes. I would always do my taxes and then give my girl the money so that she could do her taxes because I wasn't doing my taxes and her taxes. I'm cheap enough to say I'm going to do my shit from scratch, send that fucking bitch in. And I used to be the person that do it early. Actually, I would be yeah. And then she'd be like, "Well, can you do mine too?" Here you go. Go. I don't go to fucking what do you call them? Uh, uh, fuck. I don't even know what you call them. I don't even know what the places that you call them. Go whatever the fuck those places are. The place that they get your taxes done. Go here's some money. Go. I've been H&R Block. Thank you. Yeah, here's some money. Go to H&R Block. I just spent like no, not 4, but I spent like 3 hours or whatever combing through all this shit, fucking it up, doing it again to get my shit good, and finally submitting it. And then you talking about doing yours? Oh, well, I'm talking about no, I do TurboTax now. I'm talking about this was the time where when I was first starting, I didn't do TurboTax. I didn't do TurboTax. I do TurboTax now, but way back then I didn't do TurboTax. Now I do TurboTax, and I'll just make sure I always have the money for to the TurboTax. But back then, mm-mm. I was like, I just sweated. My head was pounding. And now you're sitting there talking about, can I do yours too? No, baby girl, I'm not doing yours too. And my girl used to have multiple jobs, multiple jobs. She would have like 3 jobs. And I'm just like, yo, and you want me to sort out what? Every time I ask me a question, I don't know what you mean. Mm. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Not at all. Here's some money. Get that taken care of. And I was the kind of person like I want to submit my shit early. I don't be waiting for that almost the deadline, almost fucking half the year is up and shit. Nope. I want this shit done. I'm submitting it good and early. I want it out the way. If you go to H&R Block, you might be gay. What the fuck? What the fuck? Well, how is that? Hey, listen, I'm not for nothing, Gatsby. I went to H&R Block one time for my girl, and I ain't gonna lie, the chiquita that was helping her, she was like, I was in my 30s. She was in the woman was in her 40s. She had some banging ass legs. She had the little business suit on, but it was nice and tight on her. You see the hips. She has a skirt in the hips, and she had fire calves, man. She has some fire ass. I was like, yo, and I'm looking at her like, And my girl's like, don't even say anything. I'm just like, what? I'm just trying to see, what kind of return you about to get. She's like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. I'm just wondering, what's the plug? Like, if there's anything I could do to make it cheaper, I, I love you. I'll do anything, I'll do anything to make that cheaper, right? Mm, is there a rebate you want to cash in or something like that? I don't know how the process is about to go, And she just look at me like, okay, all right, that's cool, You don't want any help, to save a little bit more money, I'm just saying, I was here for you. I was here for you. I was here for you. And she said, like, "Oh my God, like I'm in this suit, I'm trying to do all this tech, and my shoulders, I'm like, yo, hey babe, I got you for you, for you. I want to make sure I give her the best massage. Oh, you said where? Oh, not that your lower back, your low. Yeah. Can you step out the cubicle, babe? Just step. I got you for you. I was, we about to rack in this money. We about to get. She about to find a whole bunch of shit that's gonna be good for you. Just saying, I got you. I got you. So yeah, I need you to take off the blazer. She's like, huh? I need you to take off the blazer. I felt the knot. I gotta really loosen that up. Okay. You know, sorry, sorry, sorry. Got a little carried away there. Woo, damn. Uh, what you won't do to save a little bit, right? So, Gatsby, if you're saying that's gay, sir, then you gay. That ain't gay, sir. If I pass by an H&R Block and there's a hot little old abuela in there, you best believe it gonna be like doom 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 touch. Yeah. There's no link, sir. There's no link, sir. I'm not on no stream, y'all. There's no link, sir. It's just me, little old me. Mm, mm, mm. It is what it is. Some of us can just do this. Just saying. Some of us just got to do this. Some of us just can't even leave it to chance. Sometimes you must remove temptation. That's what it is. If I was on the stream, maybe I wouldn't have to worry about fighting this little weird connection issue that's going on because it's not reflecting my numbers properly. And I know my numbers are different from what's going on here, so I'm not really focusing on it. And actually, I should really think about what time it is right now. Oh wow, that's right. I haven't really been on long. You know why we haven't chopped it up in a raw, right? Gatsby, you know why. The fuck? I didn't even know Alex. Damn, Alex, you were in the building? What's up, Alex? I saw you on OG channel. You paid $65 or whatever it is for a TurboTax. I don't even remember how much it cost. Hey, listen, I don't know what the hell his thing is. I'm beef with me. My man was losing his shit. Like, yo, just leave him to it. I said, but I know what I said, and I need to chill. I was like, I need to relax. I got other shit to do. This internet shit is nope. I just finished doing a whole big thing and just talking about the reason why I wasn't getting on panels last year. There's a reason for it. Not one of those people that be like, well, you know what? I said that, but no. If I said it, more than likely I'm gonna stick to it. That's just the way I am. If I don't do something, I'm like, there's a reason for it. Here's the reason why. I'm not ready. I'm like, I've done a lot. I've been reading a lot of books into it just to try to manage the situation. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes the best thing you got to do is what you got to go back to basics. Part of my going back to basics is that you just don't interact anymore. You just keep it to yourself. 'Cause there are just some times and some situations and even some people that there's just no fixing anything. So you just got to be like, this is just the way it is. And I got to remove myself from the situation. I don't be trying to control people, even though I get accused of that. So all I can do is control myself. That's definitely why I wasn't paying attention to all that bullshit that you and Dude was talking about last time. We gonna moderate? The fuck you are. Ain't gonna be shit to moderate. I ain't doing that shit. I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. I'm gonna do like Anton Daniel said. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go outside. You know what? I'm going outside. I ain't trying to sit there and go through all that bullshit. Nope. I got nope. No. I'm good. You stick around in something too long enough, it just gets bad. Sometimes you just gotta remove yourself from the situation. And there's nothing wrong with that. Except if you happen to be in a space where all they want is fuck shit. Then it's look, he ran. Look, he's a pussy. He being a bitch. He don't wanna hit a link. No, I don't wanna be in a senseless fucking argument. I wanna save my fucking peace. Why? It's not gonna go nowhere. And here you got Gatsby. No, Resla, I'm gonna make sure it goes somewhere. Can't control this, nigga. What you talking about here? You can't control blind. That motherfucker can barely control himself at times. You gonna say you gonna try to make false promises to me? What the fuck are we doing here? Not go piss on my leg and say it's raining. I think not. I think not. You don't know. You have no context. You're gonna have to do a lot of deep diving. Because here's the thing: even if I say what it is, Blind's not gonna fucking acknowledge that. It's not gonna happen. He's gonna do what he did that stream. He's gonna blame me for arguments that he even had with other people, like Brick. I'm like, okay, cool. The only thing I can take responsibility for is that it happened on my panel. But was I the one? Okay. Because as long as I can just hold blame for holding the panel, because I don't do debates, so it's not my job to moderate, especially when my rules are in place. My rules are actually in place so that I actually don't have to moderate. I don't have one show where I have an actual structured debate. Got little skits and shit like that, but I ain't got no fucking actual structured debates. You have never seen a thumbnail talking about it's gonna be so and so versus so and so. It's never happened on my panel. So and so versus so and so. We have all the points that need to be made. Here's what's gonna be talked about. Start your engines, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a good one. Never happened. I've been at a point where I said, if I ever really have to have a debate with somebody, it cannot even happen on my channel. It would have to be on a neutral party channel, and it had to be someone that just don't give a fuck about the both of us. It cannot be like someone like, but I like you, and I like him. It can't, I like you, and I like her. Hey, did I just hear favoritism? No, I'm just saying I equally liked it. No one equally likes anybody. You are dismissed. If I don't hear I don't know both of you and I hate both of you and I'm never gonna look at any of your shit, now we can talk. Now we can talk. But who's gonna freaking agree to that? Like, it's just not, it's not a thing. No, I do you like Anna does Pearl. You be sitting there like, well, what about well, what about the there's poor people everywhere. But what about the people in Africa? We not talking about Africa. There are plenty of governments that are messed up. But what about Venezuela? We're not talking about Venezuela. I said plenty of governments, including ours. Sometimes having a back and forth with Blind is like trying to have a conversation with Jigsaw. It's like, do you want to play a game? I don't want to play. I don't want to play. This is not the Saw series. I don't want to play a game. Sorry, people didn't get that memo. I just don't want to do it. And there's not much you can really do about it. So I just said, I'm gonna remove myself. Because there's a time and a place. And it's not always known when the time is the time. I've even tried to help. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna remove myself. Hey, I don't even know why you're focusing on me. Hey, shit. Like people. I never thought I would get to a point where people are triggered on the internet just because I breathe. New shit for me. Just be getting hyped, and I'm just like, I didn't even say. I just said, "What's up, people?" Damn. I gotta remember, like, and it be sometimes I just be like, you know what? It just seems like if I do a stream or if I see a live stream taking place, just don't go. I'm just gonna have to find the stomach to start looking at other people's podcasts, other people's panels. I gotta find the stomach for it. I gotta do that. I gotta go back. I gotta find the actual will to do it. And I'm gonna have to sit through probably some very painful conversations that I'm not gonna want to be seeing. And I'm gonna be like, oh, Resla, you can do it. You can. Oh my god, again. Oh, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I'm gonna have to sit through it. I'm gonna have to sit through it. I'm gonna have to find a new tolerance again. And I know it's gonna be difficult for me. It's gonna be rough. This is why, like, even last year, I spent a lot of my time just trying to find new places that would try to, generate some sense of stimulation to have conversations. But most places I went to that I reviewed, and even some places where I was tempted to hit the link, I was like, I might be able to have somebody fucked it up. And typically what happens is that if you find someone that you think is gonna piss the bed, someone's gonna show, "You're a fancy bedwetter. Let me show you how to properly shit the bed." And they're the ones that do it. And then I was just thinking about clicking that link, and I just go, "Ugh, I think not." I changed my mind. I I changed my mind. Typically, somebody wants to show that this is the problem with what I say is wrong with the space. People typically wanna just see who can go to hell the fastest. Who can go to hell the fastest? There is no being above the fray. It's like, I'm gonna show you how dirty I can get. And I'm just like, I don't even know why you went that far in the first place. And it's because of attention. They want attention. They want attention. They want to build a fan club. They want, hey, hey, Gatsby. They want your girl Rockefeller. That's what they want. They want an opportunity so they can turn around and say, you see, wrestler, Gatsby cooked you. I'm like, there was no kitchen involved. How he cooked me? I don't even think we was disagreeing. How he cooked me? And the sad part about it is, let's just say if there was an actual debate, not that I'm a person who's gonna go out of my way to debate, they would say, that wasn't good enough. I need it again. This is why I say, Gatsby, keep your hoes in check. Keep your especially you need when you go see your girl Rockefeller, you need to definitely talk about Rockefeller. Rockefeller almost wound up in jail again. Tell the probationary period is like she barely got time out. Barely got out of time out on my last stream. I'm like, damn, just repeat offenders. Just crazy. I was like, this is crazy. Like you just got out of jail. And you back at it again. I was like, you better be careful. Cause I don't be taking no time for paroles for a while. Had a weird ninja that was coming in earlier today. I didn't even bother looking at the name. I just before I can even see the name, I just saw what was being said and I just said, got you. Immediate jail. I was like, you're not even gonna get your rights read to you. Ain't no Miranda rights for my channel. You could just go. I was like, boop, you're jail. You're in jail. I think it was less than 10 minutes into the stream. Jail time. I didn't even bother mentioning their name or talking about them. I just said, yeah, okay, cool. We could just jail. You could just go to jail. Just you go to jail. Not even 10 minutes in. Goodbye. Not even going to address you or what you had to say. Just jail time. Goodbye. I just don't even care. That's how much I give a shit. That's how much I give a shit. That's how much of my tolerance that I really have at the moment. Goodbye. If you can't even sound like you got a fucking decent head on your shoulders, goodbye. And there are people who, quite frankly, who've been in my jail, who probably will never leave jail, or rather, they've been in jail for so long that when I finally let them out of jail, they don't even know they're out of jail. That's how crazy it is. They don't even know they're no longer in jail. They don't even know they're no longer there. Because they probably unsubbed to me a long time ago because they realized they couldn't get access to me. And to me, that's a good thing. I have no cares about it. And I can see people, oh, wrestler. I don't like to see Resla Channel because Resla be timing people out and he be leaving them in purgatory. Yeah, I do. Don't piss me off. It's real simple. I don't know where you I don't know where you go to get your kicks, but just because you go to your favorite places to get your whorehouse fixers on doesn't mean you can come to my place and do that. We don't have enough rapport that you can turn around and think that you can do whatever you're gonna do. Then you and some of them, not very a lot of them, but some of them, oh, I got banned. I know. I did it. But why? Because of yeah, I know. I don't need to suffer you. You can go. I'm not sorry about it. Whenever I think about it, which probably will be for a while, maybe I'll consider letting you out of jail. But I don't know because that recidivism rate is crazy. You mean I can't just go in your chat and harass people and talk all the shit that I want? No, there's no freedom of speech on YouTube. I don't know why you think that you could just run free fucking reign. I don't know why you think that this is okay. This is why people just piss and shit the bed all the time. And then they wonder why they never get a chance to. Because at least if you're gonna be a troll, you should be funny. If you're just being a dick, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're fucking it up. You're shitting the bed. You should give it a shot. Go try to do stand up. Try not to get your ass booed off the fucking stage. The same way how there are plenty of people that believe that they can, because they see a link, they can get onto someone's panel and believe that they can talk and know what, and they don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. Just fumbling, just tripping over their own dick everywhere. Just tripping, just falling on fucking furniture, falling on the table, falling on the fucking floor, knocking over bottles. They're just tripping everywhere. And it's like, you should just, you should go. You should go. Oh no, no, I just didn't know what you were talking about. Believe us, we know. We know you did it, which is why we're saying that you should go. I'm giving you the opportunity to leave on your own because you're fucking up. You're fucking up the dynamic of what's going on here. I understand because you learned how to speak that you feel like you have something to say, but what makes you any different from 2-year-olds? They also know how to talk. That doesn't mean they really have something well to say. It is what it is. A lot of people think that because they have a mouth and they have an opinion that what they're about to say is great, but they didn't even think about what the fuck they were gonna say. I can't even tell you how many people done this. They come up, yeah, I was thinking about what you were saying, right? And I came up and I was gonna say something, but it lost me. You hit the link. It's not like you had to wait for a fucking line. The line queue was backed up to get on stage to talk to me, whatever. So from the time that you heard me say the thing to when you clicked the link to when you got put up on the panel, which didn't take long at all, you forgot what the fuck you were gonna say. You didn't have shit to say. You're a liar. You're a liar. I forgot what I was gonna say. You never had anything to say. You just wanted your 5 minutes. And I'm probably not even gonna give you that. You literally just pissed the bed. And there are a lot of people like that. Just like those who click the fucking link and they go, "What's going on, guys? Yeah, what's going on? What we talking about? Why are you up here? You don't even know what the fuck we're talking about." Well, I just came in, saw the link, clicked the fucking link. Well, can you tell me? What's going on? No, you can go eat a bag of dicks. Take 5 minutes. You can go back and go fucking on 1.5 or whatever, or go sit in the fucking chat for a while and try to get a good idea what the fuck was being talked about. Take 10 minutes or so, and then you can learn about what the fuck is going on. Who the fuck are you? Show some respect to the space that you're at. If I ever click on someone's fucking panel, either this person has seen me in the fucking chat and says, "Hey, Resla, I would like for you to come up because I want to ask you a question about something." If I click a fucking link to someone's panel, it's because I stood time there enough to try to learn what the fuck was happening. I try to respect the spaces that I go to. I don't just hop into the building, see a link, and click that shit. I don't think I'm that fucking important. I don't think I'm a fucking celebrity, but a lot of these people do. They think they doing boss shit up here. And some of y'all are probably sitting there in silence, laughing right now because you know you're one of those people. You know you do it. You know you still do it. It is what it is. You know you're one of the people that do it. Probably never learned your lesson and been doing it for 2 or 3 years. And then you get mad. I don't know why so and so didn't like me and they dropped me. See, they just didn't want to hear what I got to say. No, you're disrespectful. It's just that simple. Because you don't think that people, content creators, go live, and some of them, especially the shows that you do know, by the way, that might have a structure. Like the Raging Tomato. Maybe like Jack Talcott, who has a particular thing that he wants to talk about. And instead, motherfuckers will just come up and just start saying all kind of wild shit. Nothing related to the fucking topic. They drift. Or motherfuckers that just don't understand that the show is not about them. It's about the topic. And then, not for nothing, they don't know how to land their plane. They be fucking monologuing. I get up on a panel, I'm trying to think about whatever I'm trying to say, and I'm like, just get back to me for a moment. Or I'm trying to say, how can I make this as crisp as I can quickly? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not too sure about this. I'm not too sure about that. But maybe they just thought about this. That's all I got to say. Oh, you don't want to go into any more details? I could, but it might be a moment. So I'm not going to do that. See, I can long stroke on my platform all I fucking want. I'm not going to do that on someone else's shit. And I realize the older that they are, the longer that they take. I understand that you probably got one foot in the grave, but not the rest of us. Hurry the fuck up. You're supposed to be talking about a point, not singing a karaoke song. You're not supposed to be filibustering. Come on. Sitting there just trying to see how long can you go. Stop. Do you know other people actually have things they want to say as well? Well, we going to get to them when we get to them. No, you going to shut the fuck up. It's just that simple. And if you ask me a question and you say, I want to know what's going on through your head, I'm going to fucking go. I'm going to give you everything as to how I got there. Because you know what typically happens? Because it's happened all the time. This has happened with me and OG. He'll ask me for something, ask me how I got there. I tell him exactly how I got there. And he was like, damn, that was a lot of shit. That's how I got there. Because if I give you little, you don't think I gave you enough, and then you start trying to shit on all the little examples that I gave you. I made it short for you, not for me. But sorry, not sorry. Because typically when I'm having a conversation with anyone online, I don't think I'm just talking to you. I'm also thinking about your audience. The same way how I consider my audience. I'm thinking about your audience. Or did some of you guys forget that when you do and you're sitting there thinking, oh, thanks for being in the channel. Thanks for watching me. Thanks for that. That they're there not just for you and your take, but when they actually have somebody else's up there, they want to know what's going on with them too. Instead of, I don't know what that means because the shit was so fucking summer short. Summer fucking short. And some of you, because I've seen some of your channels, some of you are so fucking summer short that you don't make sense across your whole stream. Because you think everybody should understand what flies out of your mouth from your head and nobody even understands how you got there. A lot of you guys move around as if because you think everybody else should know. That doesn't make them dumb. That makes you dumb. Because you don't understand your audience. It's no one's fault but yours. That's a moment where literally it's not the receiver. It's not the receiver. And this is why I have to tell some people, you should go back in your own stream and listen to yourself. One of the things I've done, this is how I got better when I had to be learning about speaking and everything. I go back and listen to myself. I just have to go, what the fuck was I thinking? Damn, I could have said that better. Oh, wow, I can see where I said something I didn't want to say because I was thinking about it in my head, but what came out of my mouth was totally fucking different. There's a lot of people, especially content creators, or rather streamers, that don't watch their own shit. They don't go back in their own shit to figure out how they can be better. They just think that every time they fire up a live, the shit's gonna be golden. They don't even look back to see how they can improve. And you can see it. You can see it. And don't try to tell them it. Oh my God. Don't try to tell them it. The offense that they have because they're all in their ego is crazy. The only thing, and one of the things I know I get pissy about is when I have somebody try to tell me what I should be doing and I go, so where do you have to show me that it works? And they got nothing. I'm like, yeah, then you should stop. You should stop. That's it. Same way how I don't run up on some guy and say, you know what? You need to get yourself a bitch. Listen, I got a woman. You need to get yourself a woman. I don't tell people what they should be doing. Hey, if you're complaining that you don't have a woman, you should start checking yourself. What is it you think that you're not doing properly? It's these hoes. That's probably the problem. You think that all of them are hoes. That's not a failure on anyone else's. That's your perception. I said this before to a lot of you guys. A lot of the world is not exactly what you think it is. Your belief, your perception of the world shapes your reality. That doesn't mean that's the way how the world is. The things that you focus on the most shape your reality. And if you're not open-minded enough to say that there's other viewpoints, you're fucked. You are fucked. You cooked yourself. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. How you view things affects you the most. Like, it's just the way it is. This is why it's very important to have actual conversation with people to not only understand what's going on through their mind, but then also to ask yourself, is this what I do to myself? I wonder how often I do that to myself. Literally, in my last stream, yesterday, I was having a very down moment. I had to have reflections and talk to my friend who noticed and pinpointed shit that was wrong, that was going on with me. And then live on the stream, literally gave me the fucking link to my own shit a year ago. And I reviewed it and I'm like, fuck, the way I was feeling now is the way I was feeling then. What can I do to make that better now? I didn't double down and say, shit still fucked up, just like last year. That's not what I did. All right, there's something's going on there. It's a little deeper. And I need to really do some uprooting of these weeds to figure out why am I doing that so I can be better. So I'm not doing this next year. God forbid if I live to see it next year. Not faking, not pretending, but actively trying to do something to replace whatever habit that I'm having that puts me in that state. Ain't no blaming something else. I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at me because I'm the one experiencing it, which means I can change it. I can change it. It's no one else's responsibility outside of my own. And that's called introspection, folks. Not blaming it on somebody else. It ain't your government. It ain't your family. It ain't your job. It's you. And if I can recognize that about myself, and I've been multiple instances of my life when I've done that, you can do that about yourself too. But you have to be willing to say, yeah, I don't really like this part of myself, and maybe I should make actual action steps to take care of it. But first part is just acknowledging it. It's not for me, as I've been critically accused of doing, which is you can't find any real examples of it, of telling you that you're fucked up here. No, but people are fucked up here. Are you one of those people? And what do you plan on doing about it? If your answer is nothing, guess what? You are an active participant in fucking up your own life. And I'm letting you know you don't have to. Because as long as you got breath in your body, you have time to change it. You got time. Why are you wasting it? I don't know where to start. Great question to start off with. Maybe you don't need to worry about where. Don't even worry about the how. Figure out the when, figure out the why, and the other things will start sorting itself out. When and why is a great place to start. You'll get to your destination. Just like I tell you, I tell you guys, like I've learned from other people. It doesn't matter where in life you realize that you screwed up. Stop and go back. Go back. Go back. Don't say, I've been walking this path so long, I can't stop now. I've walked too far. Because now you're making an active decision to fuck yourself over. You could always turn back. You will never be back the way you was. You will never be in the same shape that you was when you first made that wrong turn. But you can make steps to go back instantly. The moment you notice that you screw up, you can go back. You'll be more tired because you've taken the journey somewhere else totally different, but you can go back. And a lot of people just turn around and say, I can't go back. I've been walking this path for too long. I've been doing this thing for too long. I can't change now. Of course not. You told yourself you can't. He's an OG Do Dirty. Let him here. What's good, Zoomer? Of course you can't go back. You've been telling yourself that you can't go back. And what you tell yourself, you're going to do. You've given yourself yet another limitation. You've been telling yourself what you're not able to do. And if you're telling yourself you can't do it, guess what? You're not going to do that thing. You're not going to be able to overcome that thing. That's you. That's all you. Ain't no one else said that to you. You did. Someone else can say, well, I don't think that you're very capable of this, and I don't think that you're really this, and I don't think you're really that. That's cool. But what you tell yourself, well, let everybody tell you that you're a piece of shit all you like. If you believe in yourself and you got the capability and you know you can get shit done, let everybody smell you. You can be a piece of shit. Let everyone smell you. What the fuck is that? That's me, the piece of shit. That's me doing it. That's me putting in the work. That's me recognizing my flaws and fucking correcting them. That's me. Where are you? It's all on you. It's all on you betting on yourself. End of the day. No one else is responsible for that. That's all on you. Don't expect someone else to take you seriously. You need to take yourself seriously. Because you don't get do-overs in life. You don't. This is going to be it. And I say this for all you people who want to talk about the everlasting life, the next life. Sure, if that's what you want to believe. Whatever. Let me ask you this. Why would you want to say that you're going to live a great life your next life, but you don't want to work to make this life also great? Do you know what makes it just as good? Having two great lives. Not half and half. How about having two great lives? Should you really believe that? Well, this life is fucked up for me, but my next one will be great. You sound like a loser. That sounds like someone who quit early. And I'm telling you, you don't have to. You still got time. Blind, you can say that all you like. It's all documented. It's all documented. That's all I got to say. You can have denial all you want. End of the day, it doesn't stop me from making my movement. You can be in denial. Zoomer, the OG end his channel? Did he end his stream? Is that what happened? I know he was live a moment ago. Let me go check. Nope. Oh yeah, he did. He did end his stream. Okay. Well, hopefully he had a good stream. Hopefully he had a good stream and he was killing it out there. I mean, I'd be worried about the guy. You walking on eggshells when it comes to YouTube right now, so hopefully it all works out. I mean, what you can live in your truth, blind. I'm not here to convince you. It's not my responsibility to. It's really not my responsibility. You're an adult. You're good. Make your decision, sir. Who is okay? I haven't seen that one. Culture. That's a pretty good thumbnail. They're AI people, but it's a pretty nice looking thumbnail, to be honest with you. Damn, everything has to be uh, rearranged. Two, three, four. Okay, here we go. But outside of that, like I said, I'm gonna try to make some changes for the year. I don't know how well they're really gonna turn out, but I don't know. One of the things I'm personally I'm struggling with is structure right now. I got just personal life shit, but then also on live stuff for structure. I'm having a bit of a block right now. So it's really hard for me to get a lot of stuff done. I could still go live. I could still talk with you guys. I can still give you guys my thoughts and everything. But as far as the other things I'm trying to work on, my other projects, it's but it's so early because we're just about to end January. We're still in the first quarter, and I'm already getting a bit of a writer's block. So it's crazy. It's crazy how I'm struggling right now. I'm just trying to stay focused, and I just need a lot of time. Time is that I feel like I never really have, but it is what it is. We do the best that we can, and we keep moving forward. As long as we don't give up and we don't give in, a little bit at a time is better than just not doing it at all. And that's the mindset that I'm at right now. And it's not easy, but no one ever said it was supposed to be. So it's kind of where I'm at in life right now. Outside of that, I don't really have much else. I would like to. I'll reiterate one more time. Reiterate one more time. I don't know why I felt like I didn't say that properly. That I will. I would like to visit conversations and try to have conversations with people online, uh, whether it's more of a one-on-one, which is I want to lean more into one-on-one kind of topics and not necessarily panel topics. Uh, too much yelling, too many fucking chefs in the kitchen, too many voices, too much of that shit. I would like to have more focused conversations. To be honest, um, I'm gonna figure out how am I gonna have that structure because I realize if I'm not gonna have that over uh on other people's channels, then I need to figure out a way to have it more structured on my own channel. And then we'll make uh we'll make adjustments as we get into it. Outside of that, like I said, panel stuff is really panel stuff is actually the thing that I'm not revoking at all. I don't know why that's the word that's coming to my mind. It's I've been very reclusive when it comes to panel stuff because I just don't see the benefit in it for me personally. I see content wise um how it can be beneficial, but honestly, I don't see it being beneficial unless you if all panels are just used for chaos, I don't see the benefit in it then. Let me just put it that way. Again, that's just me. It's my opinion on that. So if the whole purpose to have a panel is just for it to be chaotic, to me, that doesn't really work in my favor because it's not something I'm really interested in. Uh, I don't mind uh, cheeky banter and people like having fun or whatever, but that's not what I see uh, in a lot of context. I see a lot of people who are just being OD hateful for no reason. You know, just trying to do scorch urge, because they all want to get recognized for being that person who quote owns someone, and it's just ugh, it's so stupid, you know. I don't even mind spirited debates or things like that. It's just I don't see enough of that. I don't see enough people bringing facts. Rather, it's just it's not seeing who knows more about the subject and then educating them. Here's where you can find blah blah blah. It's a I know this, you don't, so therefore you're stupid. And I'm just like, oh, that's growth. That's great. That's where somebody's gonna do better. And just be honest, it's also because of the premise like no one cares if anyone else does better. I mean, I care. I care if someone learns something new because when I learn something new, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Cool. I learned something new. That's the way I look at it. Oh shit, I didn't know that. Let me do a little bit of research. Holy shit, I learned something new. Not I didn't know that. Well, of course not. You're a bitch. Wow, that's because the idea of respect is out the window. That we come to a point, especially when it comes to these debates. There's no semblance for respect. And it's because and it's because the idea is that there's no one knows how to have a discussion. Everything's a debate, so therefore everyone's an enemy. Like you can't learn from your enemies. Like you can't respect an enemy. But that's not what we have. It's not what we have right now going on. What's good, OG? No, they don't. They don't know how to debate. They also don't know how to have a discussion. If the premise is anytime my voice elevates, I'm going to see that as an attack. You already fucked up on the just the basis of the English of comprehension skills when it comes to having a conversation. Just the aspect of conversing, people can be elevated. People can be animated. I don't think people should be threatening or just hurling insults for the hell of it. And I even get some things like when people are like, "Oh, we always call each other names because that's my boy." That's one thing. But when I see everybody do it, oh, we gonna treat us like Facebook, like Instagram. Everybody's your friend. Come on. I have plenty of conversation with people. I can be very civil with people. I can have a lot of people who I know as acquaintances. But the idea that everybody's my friend, yeah, that doesn't mean that we're friends. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like love, the title of friendship does not go out wide. It is a very small net to cast. It's a very small net to cast. I only have but so much bandwidth for people in real life, never mind people online. I have a very small bandwidth. Most of the time when I game, I'm gaming by myself. I'm not even gaming in a group because my bandwidth is so small. I don't know enough people online who game. So my bandwidth is so small. Because if I have to now build a community for people who game, I'm also having to spread myself thin across other areas of my life because I want to make sure that I'm spending time with everybody. And that's very difficult for me. I only have but so much of my own energy that I have to hold on to. Because if I'm spending my time online, I'm spending my time in real life, and I'm spending my time in gaming, when do I find the opportunity to spend time by myself? Which is also important to me. When do I find time to spend researching or watching stuff by myself so I could think about a topic that I might want to have for you guys or something that might hit my mind because I'm most likely not gonna come up with a topic if I'm gaming. Maybe in my real life, sure, I've done that plenty of times. Maybe in other conversations I've had online, but not really gaming. Don't you have me on Discord already? Brian, don't you already have me on Discord? I don't even know. I don't recall. You said what's funny is that people who tend to actually flip out in debates usually. Well, yeah, no. I agree. I agree. But I said it's a lot of people that walk in and they don't they're not very, how do I say, they're not very knowledgeable about a subject. They just kind of came in and then just kind of figured they could talk about whatever. Because most people don't actually know the subject matter. They know narratives and talking points. Probably, I'm not gonna lie. That's probably the case, Gatsby. A lot of people just really have narratives and talking points. They have a lot of their information. Honestly, let's put it out that way. It's like Pearl. A lot of it is sayings and other people with anecdotal things. They don't really have substance behind what they gonna talk about. They don't speak and then they mention the people that they got it from, who's not a content creator, by the way. So if you're talking about something very deep and you mention Freud, well, we can go look at Freud. You know, if you're looking at and say, even if you're talking about another content creator, you can say, well, Jordan Peterson said, we can go look at Jordan Peterson. If you're gonna tell me, well, this is something that OG Do Dirty said, it's like, are there any other context that he has that he's been able to show? What? And they're like, well, he led me here. Okay, well, now, how many people know who OG Do Dirty is that we gotta go and do a catalog read on him to make sure that he said what he said, to know where he got the context from, so it could be fully expounded on, so that we can turn around and say that OG Do Dirty is a credible source because it's anecdotal. And most people, like what you said, Gatsby, most people are like Pearl. They got talking points. And, and this I've said this before. Actually, when I was watching the debate, because it took me a while to find the actual debate. So when I found the actual debate, what I just said out loud was, this wouldn't be happening to Pearl because she's been online for I want to say about 5 years prior to her standing out in the streets or whatever. So I'm talking about when she really got her pop off, when she was out in the UK and everything. So you've been doing content. You've been popping wild for at least, wow, popping wild. You've been popping wild with over 1 million for, I want to say, at least a good 5 years. How is it you're still got all these points? You said since 2022? I could have swore she was doing this during the pandemic. Um, but okay, so since 2022. But you've had all these years. You've been on podcasts, you've been on you partner with other creators, big creators, small creators. You've had a podcast, you've been traveling, you've been international, and you still can't fucking point out where you got your points from? How? You still can't cite a source? You can't cite something that is widely verifiable? This is supposed to be a crisis that you're advocating for. How could a crisis have no general knowledge? It doesn't make sense. And that's why it hurts. It hurts Pearl, because if she says, I'm not an advocate, right? I'll take that. You don't give advice. Sorry, not not that you're not an advocate. You do not advise men. That's good. It's actually good that you don't advise men. The same way how when I do my channel, I talk and I say a lot of stuff. I don't give advice though. I try to say things in a way that sparks general interest in the person's mind, and they want to do their own research, their own deep dives on themselves. You could take that however you want to take that. But you do your own soul searching. Whether there's more that you should do for yourself or more, or maybe I said something that sparks something that somebody else is going through, and now you figure out you can help them. That's all I do. There are plenty of people who hear what I say and they're like, he's trying to tell people how to live. And I'm like, show me where that happened. Well, that's how I felt. Fuck how you felt. What did I say? And typically they're caught with their pants down. And I just say, put that thing away, please. I'm not about that life. You can do better. You can court spitting in the wind. And a lot of these people be spitting in the wind. I just don't understand how you can be doing this for a few years and you're still caught spitting in the wind. If you have to shuffle and shift, listen, Anna Kasparian has been doing this for a while. She's been moving around for a while, but she's also had to get challenged a lot for a while. So Anna's been cooked on a lot of stuff over the years. But the ideal is that she can stick to a point because she's had to learn how to do that like an actual debater. She's had to do research and actually hold a reference of where she got her information from or whatever. Listen, Pearl was cooked when Anna said, "You do better when you read off your paper." I was like, "Wow!" And then Pearl was up there shuffling and shifting and ducking and I swear, I thought she was doing the electric slide. The way how Pearl was moving, she was doing the slide. She was like, she was everywhere. I was like, "God damn, this hurts." I said, "This hurts." If you wanna get into the debating game, and this is what you look like, no one's gonna take you seriously now. Because you at least have to look like you gave it a good, solid effort. And this was like a baby on trikes. You had a tricycle. You had no balance. You had baby legs. You had nothing to stand on, which is crazy because you've been talking about this for years. And then after Anna said that very hurtful thing, very harmful thing, you know what you had to do later, right? Read off that paper. It was clutch. I I was like, I want to turn this off. I want to turn it off because it's over now. It's over. I was like, if that's what she has to say, it's a wrap. It's over. Because you didn't even study. You didn't study. You knew this was coming up. You didn't even study. Mm. Yes, shit. I have to find it. Hold up. It's probably still sitting in my history because it took me like it took me a good moment to find it. But I have the if I go in my history, I saw it a few days ago. I want to say few days, whatever it was. But I had the full debate. No, I actually found the full debate. It was on some random honestly, it was on a brand new channel that had, like, basically, like, no other clips or anything. But, so I guess the debate happened there. Maybe they were just getting the channel started, so maybe they're gonna be doing debates in the future. But, like, yeah, the full debate was there. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to find it. It was days ago when I saw it, so I have to check my history list. If I find it, I'll let you know. Like, yeah, if I find it, I'll let you know, but it's somewhere in my history list. It was crazy though. It reminded me of the debate with yeah, yeah. Wow, that was crazy. That was crazy work, Gatsby. That's crazy. You just He just called them out like that. That's crazy. He said he said it wasn't even close. Said you was flapping and floundering. That's crazy. You need me to say goodbye. Wait. Why can't you Google in the situation though? What you talking about? Why can't you Google? If you want to make sure your information is accurate, why can't you Google? I mean, shit. If we gonna even accept it for this fucking place, Jubilee, which is crazy because that's another form of the crazy debating that's happening online now. The aspect of debating. If you can go look up, do that little fact check shit, whatever. Like I think you should, because not for nothing, in a formal debate, the moderators are supposed to be the ones that can pull up the information to actually correct the people if they're wrong. That's the way it was in the past. Hey, you said such and such. Actually, that's not true. What we have here is that it says this happened. That's the way it normally was. I mean, if anything, I would say shout out to him, uh, going out of his way to actually Google in real time instead of Pearl, who says you could just Google it. You could just Google it. See, that's disrespectful to me. You could just Google it. Everybody knows this. You could just Google it. No, everybody doesn't know it. You're at a debate. You probably want to, substantiate your claims by, taking a look, going to Google. Damn, I was doing so much research. Yeah, I'm gonna find it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, this might be it. This might be it. Oh, it is. I found it. I found it. Uh, Blind, go look at. I'm not gonna drop a link. I'm not gonna drop a link in the chat, but go look at. You can find them. They're not hard to find. So the channel is World War Debate. You can go look them up. They got like 4.2 K subs, but that's where you'll find the full debate. Just put I am Resla. I am Resla, and you'll just be able to see me on Discord. But yeah, you said you remember when Blind didn't come up on the panel the first. He didn't. He did. And then he popped up, and then he left, and he never came back. I remember it. It's documented. What happened? What? Hold up. We good. Thank you. You said 3 hours? Wait, what? Oh, for 3 hours. So you redeemed? Okay. I don't know what you got. I don't know what you guys were talking about on your debate. By the time I showed up to the stream and I looked at it, well, actually you weren't even live when I saw it. Um, I looked at it and I think I saw you, I saw Gatsby, and I saw Dom up there, and I was like, oh, I guess the debate was already over. Fuck is that? What is this? Is this supposed to be you on is this supposed to be you on Discord? Cause it looks kind of sus. I'm not gonna lie. Look a bit sus. Mm, okay. That change of that profile. Profile was looking sus. Be trying to hit me with the penguin piss. It's crazy. There. And that's what it is. Yeah, penguins, man. He got penguins. So I sent you the link. The debate's kind of long. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you're gonna have to have some time. The debate's really long. They basically put up a whole shift. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Cause there's like a break time in it and everything. Well, at least for a little bit, there's a break time. But they put a whole shift in it. So you're gonna have to sit there for a while. And they were in Atlantic City, which is crazy. That wasn't far. That's not far from me, man. Atlantic City is not far. If I had known that that debate was really taking place, I could have gone to Atlantic City. I don't know if I would have been sitting there with a whole shift. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think I really would have gone there just for that too. So I'm just lying right now. I don't think I would have gone there just to see them debate. Like it had to be something like really. It had to be something really something that really had to draw me in. I don't think that really would have did it. Uh, what is your best opinion? Is the wait what in your best opinion is the best thing about blind? I gotta think about it. I've seen a lot when it comes to blind. Well, I'll say this much: he has tenacity. The fucker won't quit, even if he's wrong. He won't quit. I can see that much for sure. Uh, I mean, here's what it is. But outside of that, we pretty much are crossing over. We're about to hit our 3 hour mark right now. So I gotta figure out if there's anything I'm gonna be doing. Damn, it is Friday night. I didn't have anything planned, but I also didn't think I was gonna be up this late on a stream. It was just a very long day to get to. That's crazy. Don't that was crazy. That was crazy to say. I don't ever want to hear that statement again. Uh, we did opinionated last week, I believe. Yeah, last week, and then I wanted to do something this week. I haven't been able to block. So I'm not really sure what to come up with. I did our first episode last week, but I was just like, I don't I don't know. not really having anything that I really want to talk about or bring up. And I think it's a lot of things is going around in my life right now. So I'm like I'm having a problem focusing on it. I think it's a matter of I don't I think I'm having a problem with structure right now. It's probably easier for me right now to just go live if I know what's on my mind. But it's hard to break it up into having time to sit and to think about what's really going on and to write those things down and then have them in structured points for segments for myself. Because normally I like to tackle opinionated in segments. So I know I'm going to talk about this. This is the key part. And I need to break those different things down, probably like 3 to 4 points. And then that's over the case of like a few segments. And then on top of that, I normally monologue in the beginning. So um no, it's not direction. I'm not lacking direction. Um it's something else that's bothering me. And the only thing I could lean towards that I think it has something to do. I think part of it is structure, but part of it is something else. I'm really trying to just sort it through. I think if I figure it out, I can figure out how to adjust to make it easier for myself. But it's been really difficult. At first, it was you know what? I think a good part of it. I think a good part of it really has to do with the aspect of panels, but that's not all of it. I think part of it is just it's the structure because there's a lot that goes into the structure, and it's just me. Some people have like they have teams of people, people who gather research, people who have different takes or things like that. I don't really have that. It's just me. And then a lot of times I end up coming up with stuff um like in a couple of days. But even so, like when I left Opinionated in season 3, I had a I had a different job. So now I'm very shaky when it comes to time. And I think the thing that made Opinionated very uh, prominent also is that I had a consistent schedule. And that's something I've been trying to lock down, but it's been very difficult. And then it's hard to say I'm gonna go live if I have a schedule. Now I know when I'm available and I know I can do Opinionated, but then I'm having a problem with this block for me doing shit. Oh shit. It's a good question. It's a good question. I just don't think I want to say it. It's a good question. I just don't think I want to say it. I know what I know what I would like it to look like. I just don't want to say it. You know, I think part of the issue is that people talk too much. People talk too much. I don't mind saying things in the moment what I'm thinking, but I don't like to give out what the uh giving a vague answer. Um, I want to reach many people where we have conversations and people who are trying to navigate, you can say navigate some questions. Maybe it could be me, maybe there's a team of us. Um, but it's structured in a way that it would be in a way structured for people would who need I'm not trying to say the word direction. I'm not saying direction. We don't all have the answers. Everybody's got their own limitations, you know? But I guess in some ways kicking people in the ass and letting them realize that everything that they need they already have. It's just a matter of them reaching out and seizing it and stop waiting for it to just to land on them. I think most people's opportunities, to be honest with you, is like a pool table. You know, the issue is that where they are is on the opposite end. They have the cue. They have their cue ball. The table's already set. They're not they're not breaking. The balls are already scattered, and they just need to go in order to knock into all their pockets. And I think for a lot of people, they see the cue ball, and some people already have some balls already knocked out. Maybe a quarter of the balls or even half the balls are knocked out. They just got a few more to knock in. And I think for some people, they're too busy worried about chalking the stick that they don't even line up their shots. And there are some people that don't even think about the game, the rules of the game, that they don't even know which balls to hit next. They don't know what colors they're on. They don't know if they're on solids or stripes. They don't know if they're supposed to knock them in order. They don't know. They know they want to get into the game. They know they want to get into the game. And then there's some people like they don't even understand, like they're not even playing. They haven't even broken yet. The game is the table's just collecting dust. And it's something we have to tell them is like this is a game that you're going to play. You have to play. And if you don't play, life is going to play against you. You can't shortcut life. If you put shortcuts in life, life will put shortcuts on you. So you got to learn the hard way. And there are a lot of people that say, well, I'm just not going to play. And I say, well, that's not the way how time moves. That's not the way how society moves. If you don't make decisions, life will make decisions for you. And there are just some people that's just they're too distracted or they're too paralyzed. They have some people that have what I suffer from a long time, and I still do some of those analysis paralysis. You waste so much time that the opportunity is getting further away from you. And there's some people that are so focused on all the opportunities that they missed. They're not even focusing on the opportunities that's still ahead. And then they get stuck. And sometimes you just need people to let you know you still got time. Can't fix you and everything because you can only fix yourself, but sometimes you just have to hear it from somebody else. Maybe sometimes you even have to you just say, I just don't know what to do next. And you say, have you considered this? And they're like, well, what's that? You know, the way how a motivational speaker Les Brown said it is really good. He said there are winners, there are losers, and the majority of people are winners who just haven't learned how to win yet. The winners have found the thing that they're looking for, and they were already off to a great start. The losers decided that they were going to be losers and already been there and already just stayed that way. And there were the winners who haven't learned to win yet. Like they know there's something that they want to do. They know that there's something that is bigger and better for them that can change the landscape for them and their family and their friends. They just need a little bit of training, a little bit of coaching. And once they get the information they need, they're off. But the majority of people are these people. They just need that spark. You don't know what it is for them, but sometimes they just need to expose themselves, pause, to other people who can give them that thing that they were looking for that they didn't even know they were looking for. It's like buying something. You don't know when you're browsing, you don't really know what you really want to buy until you see it. And I think you just need other people to help you see that thing that you didn't even know you needed. And then you're going to take off. And I'm hoping that I could build something like that in the future. Because there are a lot of people that's just they're going to die full. I say if you die, you should die on E. You should die empty. You should die doing everything that you wanted to do. This is I tell you, this is your one life. You don't This is not a dress rehearsal, man. You get that date in your tombstone, you get that date in the beginning, when you're born, you get that date, and the end is when you die. But that dash in the middle means so much. A lot of people die full of regrets, full of shit that they should have did that they didn't never got. People should be doing their best to die on E. Die empty. Die with try everything. Doesn't mean you're gonna get it right. Doesn't mean you're gonna get it perfect. Doesn't mean it's gonna be best for you. But at least say I took my shots. And is what it is. Sometimes you don't need to worry about the how you're gonna get it done. Just know the why. Sometimes it's not about what you know, but sometimes it's about who you know. And I'm hoping to build something like that one day. That if people don't even know, you know, they know the why. They hopefully I can build the where, and through the where they can find the who. And that who can be the person that can help them get that spark. If that was the quote, see, I just long stroked. But if that was the dream, it would be that. That would be the dream. That's where I can put it. That would be the dream goal if that could really take place. I would appreciate that. And I would hope that even if I was no longer around, that the dividends would still pay forward. That somebody would still take it up to still push that thing to help other people. Because I think it's ridiculous that we some of us are here in what we consider to be the greatest nation, and yet so many of us are dying unfulfilled. I think it's crazy that we're not in a position to live our best life. That we can even say, quote, that the American dream is rather dead because we don't even really know what it looks like anymore. It's no longer defined, and we're so lost that we can't even find it within ourselves. We're just walking around waiting for someone else to give us the thing that we have to discover on our own. You know. And by the way, I'm not even saying I got it figured out. Like I figured out what my dream is. It's not. I'm hoping that by me trying to help him, or me trying to give what I've learned, coaching, training, talking to other people, that I discover that thing that I want. I'm hoping that through helping other people, I will discover the thing that I want. That's all. Because I've done a lot. I've done a lot of stuff. There's things that I want to do, and I've done things. I've made money and I've lost money, and I'm just like I'm still not. I still don't know what I want to do. And I've met people way older than me, and I've met people so many years younger than me who still say that they don't know what they want to do. And I'm like, if there's anything, and I say this, like, if you really knew what you want to do, what would you be doing right now? I'd be doing everything to do that thing. I still don't know what I want to do. So the one thing I know I do want to do at the moment is I want to do content. It doesn't mean that this is what the my goal is, but I'm hoping through my efforts, I'll discover the thing that I want to do. I can tell you all the things I don't want to do. How about that? So I might as well just do the things I actually want to do. That doesn't mean it's easy though. Or rather, I should say it's not simple. It is easy. I can go online. That's actually easy. And a lot of people have a problem just taking that stuff. It's not simple though. So it's that's the best way I can put it. The how I'm still trying to work out. The who I'm still trying to work out. All I just know is that I've been doing too much to quit. That's all. I didn't come this far just to come this far. And hopefully one day it'll pay off. That's all. Doesn't mean I got it together, but hopefully, through me doing all this, um, someone will see the work, someone will see the effort, someone will see the documentation and say, he deserves a shot. He deserves a shot. And when they see me or if they meet me and they say, we think you deserve a shot, you know what I'm going to say? I think so too. That's all. You said Gatsby over here crying? You're hella stupid. Yeah, something I was saying in one of my other streams. I don't even think it was a stream. Because I've been trying to record content again. And I know I was doing shorts. I was actually supposed to do a short earlier today, but I didn't have the time. And I was talking along the lines of ooh, sorry, gas. I was talking along the lines of basically, what I just basically said today. Like, you still got time. Wherever shit goes wrong, you can always go back. Uh, but you gotta understand that when you get back to that fork in the road and you go the way that you want, you're not rewinding time. You know what I mean? You're not rewinding time. You're not getting all that lost energy back, all that lost time back. You're not gonna become useful again. And hopefully you've learned something along the way doing the wrong things so that when you finally go back on the path, hopefully the things that you learned that were wrong can actually help speed you up in the path that you're not supposed to be taking. But the first part is to recognize that you're going the wrong way. That's the first important thing. And some people recognize that they're going the wrong way, but they're afraid to turn back because they think they've gone too far. And I'm like, that's the part we need to break. Put these pearls like, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's rough because I'm not, it's rough because I haven't been playing by the same rules, Gatsby. I think those rules will diminish my points. And the reason why I say the rules will diminish my points if I play by the same rules is that it might look like I'm putting those debaters to shame. I'm washing the floor with them. But then, how does that look to my audience? How does this help them? How are they not looking at me and then saying, you're no better than the people that you criticize? It takes a lot, by the way, for me not to engage. Like, I have to put rules on myself. I can yell at my screen and all that stuff. I yell at my phone, yell at my screen. It takes a lot. It took a lot for me early on to just like hold that path of not clicking that link. And I mean, where it gets easier now. There are times where I'm just itching to still come up and just be like, yo, what you're saying is crazy, blah, 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 blah. And I can do that without even cussing a motherfucker out. But to recognize that it's just not even worth my time and energy because it won't matter at the end of it because there's no shame anymore. In fact, let's be honest, people are rewarding being shameless. The first thing I could think about is when we had the guy who got popular from all those kids or whatever. What was his name? House of Hypocrites. He got big. He blew the fuck up. He blew up. Why? 'Cause he didn't give a fuck. No shame. It doesn't pay to have shame anymore. No, it doesn't because and let me tell you why, blind. Because there's no consequences for shame. There Shame is supposed to come with consequences. There's no more consequences for shame. You might feel bad, but you can wash it. But you can just say, I forgive myself. And everybody will dislike you, but guess what? They'll get over it. They'll get over it. Because human beings have short memories. That's just the truth. The memories are too short. Even if they remember what you did, their hatred for it has diminished. They might start off saying, you know what, Blind, you're a piece of shit. Don't ever be back around me again. Don't ever come to my. They'll do all that shit. Let a couple of months, a few months come by. You're a piece of shit to use that thing. But you know what? Come back whenever you feel like it. How does that change? How did that change? How are we not standing on principle? What the fuck is going on here? Why would you do that? Why would you say he was a piece of shit? Why would you invite him back? You say he was scum of the fucking earth, and now you're just inviting him back? The EA. All you gotta say, I'm a piece of shit. I did this. I did that. Fuck you. Fuck them. Fuck this. Fuck everything. Fuck you. Hope you all die. Hope you get in a fucking car crash. Burn this whole motherfucker down. And then you can just go on your stream. It can be less than 3 minutes and just say, all my sins are washed away. I forgive myself. And you'll get a shit ton of people probably in your comments. Give it about 4 months. They will still remember, but you have been forgiven. They'll do all the Hail Marys for you. I remember when you did this. So why you don't stream no more? And be like, yeah, I do stream. Oh, okay, give me a new channel. I'll sub to it. What? Y'all don't make no motherfucking sense. If anything, we salute the deplorables. This is why to this day, people are still walking around talking about JP. Because why? He's entertaining. That's what they say, at least. I don't watch him. So, and there are other people that are just as bad. I don't even want to say the name. Don't even worry about it. I'm not giving no freaking clout. I'm not giving no free promotions. And there are plenty of people now that'll follow. There are other people too. Oh, have you seen this person? Nope. I'm not. I don't watch their channel. So and so blew up. Are their channels just like this other person's channel? Yep. That's why you won't find me there. I play by those Candyman rules, Blind. I don't say names. I can give initials like people give initials, but I'm not saying full names. Why? You scared? No. I'd rather keep my fucking peace. Because there's nothing to gain from these people. It's just that simple. Oh, I heard you said my name, and I went to your panel. First thing I'm going to do is I'll probably just drop everybody. Random person and say, "You've never been here before. Why are you here?" To whoever the person, why are you here? Well, I just thought you thought what? We never talked to each other. How about you introduce yourself first? Well, I don't feel like goodbye. And I mean, that's not just a drop. That's an entire ban. That's jail time. Because I didn't even want you around. And then when you came up, all you did was put your feet on my fucking couch. Some people, not. There are just people on here, whether they are content creators, whether they are streamers, whether they are influencers, who just believe that they like they have more clout than they actually do. And they have to remember something. Some of us really don't give a fuck. Not really trying to hear anything you say. Some of us just don't need to be ambulance chasing. Just to put it simply. Do you know who I am? I've heard of you. I don't know you. If you knew anything about me, you would know I just don't care. You want to run that gambit? You want to do that? And I'm well, so and so. I went to his channel. I want to go address whatever. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm gonna say, right? Do a video about me. Talk about me. I'm more than likely not gonna see it. Even if you at me, I'm likely not to see your video because I don't know anyone right now. I can't think of anyone right now who's added me and it was something positive. Anyone who's really added me, to be honest, if they just didn't want my response to shit on someone else, it's most likely been something negative. I can't even think of how many times somebody added me. You're gonna have find somebody. I added you, and I wasn't shitting on you. I don't remember you. The majority of people who add me want my attention so they can just try to shit. I'm just being honest with you. Like I just don't bother. And sometimes I just don't even want to be around to watch you shit on someone else. I'm just like, I I could be taking a shit right now. And I mean, I've been on channel where I'm hearing somebody. I've been on a panel to see somebody else get dog walked, and you know what I see? Think of this, it hasn't happened to me yet. Yet, time will tell. But I've been on panels where somebody's getting dog walked, someone I don't even know. I'm just like, okay. And Resla, how you feel about that? I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. Or I'm like, if I do know, I'm like, no comment. But then what do people do? They go, so Resla, you and your boy was talking shit. I'm like, huh? I don't even recall talking about you at all. I think I was quiet the entire time. Well, if you was really a good friend, if you was really my boy, you would have checked him when he was talking. And I'm just like, who are you? I, I don't know who you are. I was there on the stream. I don't even know who the fuck you are. They're like, hey, do you know so and so? I was like,
Wait, what?
who you talking about? Well, I'm gonna give you every reason why you should hate him. I listened. I heard you. I don't care. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. I just don't care. And I think that's the issue with me. I'm willing to just let shit slide because this is not real life to me. Not and I've also said this as well. If I if whoa, voice is crazy. If I was making a living off of YouTube, or if I was making anything off of YouTube, then that maybe I care a little bit more. If I was making money and it was like, okay, you know what, this is good supplemental income. I'm getting something from this. It's a check. Da, 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 da. I got a boss now online. Then maybe I give I give a little shit, a little bit of a shit about what you were saying, but I don't. I don't. I do not. I would not even like to. I just I do not care. Well, You can't make it on YouTube if you're not gonna be about this clout. And I'm gonna say, watch me. Well, I'm gonna be ahead of you. And that's great for you. Bless your heart. That's great for you. You have nothing to do with me. Well, I'm gonna be ahead of you. I don't even care enough for you to even think that you're a competition for me. I don't care. I didn't I until you said something, I didn't even know you had a channel. I didn't even know you were breathing. So why would I care about your numbers? Most of all, what is your numbers got to do with me getting a check? If you can't answer none of that shit, I'm going to say this, get kicked by a horse and die. I could not care less. It doesn't help me. All that bullshit does nothing for me. Because I've seen people who got numbers and damn fucking no views. And I'm still trying to figure out how that shit makes sense. How you got all them subs and you getting no views? I don't get it. I don't understand that. There's no way in hell you should have 5, 10,000 subscribers. And I have more views than you. That just it shouldn't make sense. That doesn't make sense if I haven't cracked 1,000 and you're sitting here 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 10,000, and I got more views than you, I'm just sitting there like, leave me alone. Hey, take that shit somewhere else, please. And I would say that's it for anyone. If you're talking to some person who's got 5 views or 5K views, and you're sitting at fucking 1K views, and you get more views than them. I'm sorry, they got like 5K subs, and you're sitting at 1K subs, and you get more views than them. I say the same thing. Don't worry about them. Don't you fucking worry about them. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, both of you don't have a fucking YouTube plaque. You're still on the same playing field. You're still on the same playing field. Especially if they got more subs and you get more views, you're still on the same playing field. That's plain and simple. They don't have to like it. It is what it is. They can take that up with their boss, Daddy YouTube. Take it up with them. What they gonna do? Talk to their YouTube rep. If I don't even know if they get a YouTube rep at that low amount of numbers. If they gonna say, man, fuck this guy. Change your content up. That's all. It's all on you. And that's just what it is. I know a lot of people don't like that. I I don't know who just heard me say all this and they're still saying, Resla, you're a liar. Okay, well, guess I'm a liar then. Resla, all that shit you said ain't true. Okay, cool. You are allowed to have your opinion. You can't have your own truth, but you can definitely have your own opinion. That's fine with me. That's absolutely fine with me. Do what you got to do. Say what you need to say. Do what you got to do. But you're gonna have to prove me otherwise. That's just the way how I look at it. You're gonna have to prove me wrong, prove otherwise. Cause you talking ain't doing shit. Just gonna keep it a buck. And it's just that's just the way that's gonna work out. I'm gonna do what I've been doing. I'm gonna make micro adjustments. because it's just me, and slowly and surely we will run that race. Or as Marathon Kev would say, it's the marathon continues. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And I've said it where it's like I would rather be consistent. I would rather be like the sun and the moon. I do not. And I mean, I do not want to be a burning comet, because when that comet fizzles out, dies out, where am I? Where am I? So yeah, don't want that. I rather know that you guys know I'm gonna be there, and heaven forbid if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna be here. Then where did he go? He used to be doing this and doing that. Where did he go? Like, and I'm like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, some people just have a little bit more luck. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. That the world's always been like that. Oh, what's going on? Hold on. Okay. All right. Well, seems like my girl just pulled up to the house and she's got a apparently she went shopping and she's got a lot of bags. So, she's asking me to go pull up I got to go over there and then pull out all these damn bags and bring them into the house. So, we're going to end things here, folks. We're going to end things here. I'm going to go help my girl out. I don't know why she's just now showing up with a whole bunch of bags at freaking this time of the freaking morning. But yeah, I'll see you guys then, and I guess I'll see you. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna see you, but of course Sunday's gonna be for the DVD, so we'll see what works out from there. And yeah. Outside of that, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And you guys will get redirected somewhere. I'll see y'all later.